We're officially live. Welcome to anybody watching this on the replay. And shout out to everybody who's watching this live. Hit the chat, let us know who's here. Hit the like button, share button, all the good stuff, all the good algo stuff. This is the Friday Live, brought to you by the Hood. I'm your host as always. My name is Jimmy. I got my brother Corey with me. And we got our other brother with us, man. Special guest, live from the suburbs, man. We got our brother GPR Fairweather, man. Work with Bar. What's up, Bar?
Oh man, not much. I'm glad to be here, man. It's always a pleasure to do.
Straight from the slums of Shaolin.
Good. with you, brothers.
Absolutely, man. So this evening is going to be interesting. We're going to have a quick conversation. We're going to do our giveaway. We got a special giveaway too. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So please check in with us. Hit that like button. Let us know who's here. We got a couple folks already checking in, man. Keep it moving. Is in the building. What's good with you? What's good with you? Raphael from Tweet Talks in the building. What's good? What's good, family?
What's going on?
Yeah, man. So waiting for some more of our folks to show up here because we come to you guys every Friday with our giveaway, with our conversation, man. But first thing I gotta ask is this, Core, how was your week, bro?
Up and down. So I did very well on our weekly plays. And then I was trying some stuff and gave most of that money back. So I made a few dollars this week. But experimentation took, I'm gonna say 75% of the profits went to experimentation.
Listen, man, I clapped the market this week. I did the market dirty. Shout out to anybody who's in the MDC who saw our live class on Monday. The play that I put out there. I got out early too because I could have clapped you for like 75. I clapped it for like 62%, something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Got me a number of contracts and clapped the market all crazy. So that was a blessing. Right there. Shout out to Sam. I see Sam that hit the like button. Everybody hit the like, but hit more likes, man. More likes, more loves. You on YouTube or whatever. Let us know who's here. But yeah, man. So I did the market real dirty this week, man. But I got to talk about some of the L's too. I'm sitting on this long term. I got a leap on the real estate sector, and I'm shorting the whole sector, and I'm getting done dirty right now with that. But I believe in my analysis. I'm still holding it, but right now I'm getting smacked around like crazy. I got a screenshot and share that with the folks in the MDC to show them that they do me dirty. It ain't all pieces of cream. Yeah, I get done dirty too sometimes.
Ups and downs.
But the great thing is like what I did with I could put it out there because the play is done at this point. It was an IHF core. That was the play. Yeah, so that was the play I put out there on Monday. I cashed out today. So majority of the losses I have in that leap, I and I'm going back in next week to go do the market dirty again.
Right.
Shout out to everybody in the MDC who's made the transition. We are getting off Discord. No more Discord. We have
as of Monday, there will be no more Discord.
Yeah, we ain't in there right now for real. If you want to keep it a foul wow, you know what I'm saying? So for everybody in MDC, hopefully you're set up on our new platform, our new community, clean, everything's powerful. And we're going to announce something tonight that's about the MDC. You know what I'm saying? We ain't put out there yet to even the MDC members. But if a lot of MDC members watch this show, and I did share it there as well. So, you'll hear something. We got a lot of special stuff coming up with our organization, the MDC. For those who don't know what the MDC is, it's a group that us at Buy the Hood had put together with some other professional investors and traders. And it stood for the $1 Million Challenge. And shout out to folks in the MDC because we definitely had folks crack the $1 million mark, all documented. So that's our website right there to take a look at.
Wait a minute, you gotta go back to that one. Say that again, because maybe
you
all over that. Everybody just.
I mean, because everything. Listen, everything's documented. We've had members crack the M.
Crack an M.
Crack the M. All documented. And we'll have others cracking them too, because the thing about it is everything's documented. You can go back and literally watch. In terms of our one class, we have a number of courses back there. It's over 200 some odd courses, but we do a live class every Monday. And I think we're on 150 or something like that, somewhere around there, 130, something like that. But we're above 100. And you can go back and track and look at each one. Our winning percentage is something crazy, but that's just one aspect. We got a lot of things that come with the MDC. Here's the thing about it, though, right? Because we are all active in the spaces that we talk about. I'm active in real estate and real estate valuation every day. Our other brothers, like, Tone trades literally from the beach every day. He's like on the beach trading every day. We're active in our spaces. We don't really look at the group as being like sort of like a cash cow for us. It's just not. In fact, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to lower the price. That's for current members and anybody who wants to join the MDC. What the price will be, I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I got to check in with our folks again, man. Don is in the building.
Don,
what's really good, Don? How are you, good brother? How are you, good brother? I mean, you still over there on Twitter looking at the pun? I mean, I'm not trying to put you out there. Not trying to put you out there. Don puts himself out there, man. Don puts himself out there. So I got to joke with our brother, man. I got to joke with our brother. But today's conversation is an interesting one, right? So I was talking to Bar earlier this week, and Bar was like in complete shock, and we didn't put nobody's name out there, but so I'll share a little bit, and then Bar, you can fill in where I'm missing. So Bar was working on a real estate deal, and in the midst of working on this real estate deal, one of the parties in the deal he came across was a grown ass man, right, that had no bank account and was kind of unbanked, and Bar was in like shock, and I'm like, Jabbar, he's not alone, like. Look at the data.
No,
there are people out there that are just literally. So Jabbar was in complete shock. He said, "Yeah, but this is a grown man. Like, this isn't a kid." And he was like, "Yo, dude is paying the check cash in place every time he gets paid because the guy, gets income." So he says, "But he's paying this all the time." I'm like, "It's a lot of people." I was like, come on the Friday show. Let's talk about that, right? Because sometimes we get caught in our bubble because Jabbar is one of the top real estate investors in the country. It's been in the real estate business for a while. You can be humble all you want to,
Listen,
man.
I'm glad I don't have to pay child support anymore. God damn. I got the letter.
We're gonna start putting Bar's numbers out there now that child support is going. Anyway, but the thing is, sometimes we get caught in our bubbles because of our surroundings, right? Like we cultivate these groups and these places that we spend time in, and we don't realize what's going on in the greater community. It's funny. I was having a conversation on Threads. Yes, I'm on Threads, y'all, at JW the Blueprint. And we were talking about how people are out here hurting, and according to social media, everybody's doing amazing, and that's just not the case. So before we get into the conversation, Bar and Core, I do want to share a couple things. I want to share some data and some information because I looked it up.
Paper right here. I'm ready for
I looked it up. Here's what I looked up. Right, the cost of being unbanked or underbanked. First off, there are more people that are underbanked than unbanked. So unbanked meaning you don't have an account at all. Underbanked means that you're still using some of the services that people who are unbanked use, but you may not use them all the time. You may have a bank account, but for whatever reason, you're still using some of these other services. So the Fed did a report in 2019 that said 22% of American adults, that's 63 million people, are either unbanked or underbanked. The 6% of Americans who are unbanked have no bank account whatsoever, and they rely on alternative financial products and services such as payday loans, check cashing services, money orders, pawn shop loans to take care of their finances. The 16% of Americans who are underbanked have some sort of bank account, but they also rely on alternative financial services. So the crazy part about it is that's just one article. That was one study that was done by Forbes. They referenced a Fed study. So I went and looked up another study too by the FDIC, and I just want to read some data off this as well, because again, I like to share some facts and not just my opinion. Peace, Jose. I see Jose checking in. So there's a lot of more updated information on here. This is as 2021. The FDIC talked about unbanked and underbanked households. But here's some of the data. So 4.5% of U.S. households were unbanked in 2021. So it's actually the numbers come down a little bit. So that means that no one in the household had a checking or savings account. The unbanked in 2021, the 4.5%, it was the lowest since they began doing the survey, which means that between that first study and this study, a lot of people went and got bank accounts. So the numbers moving in the right direction, but there are still millions of Americans who are either unbanked or underbanked. So, but here's a little bit of more information, right? So when they looked at the reasons, some people said they don't have enough money to meet minimum balance requirement. That was cited by 21.7% of unbanked households as the main reason for not having an account. That was the most cited reason. Another one was this. How about this one, y'all? Don't trust banks. That was the second most cited reason for not having an account in 2021. 13.2% said avoiding a bank gives them privacy. That was the third one, 8.4. So 13.2 said they don't trust the bank, and 8.4% said that staying away from the bank is a privacy issue. So, man, there's more data here, by the way, if you want to get into some more data. Talks about use of mobile banking increase, and that also has helped. Now you have online banks, and you don't have to actually go into a physical location. But it's also a number of folks using these services that is really contributing to these numbers as well. So with all that being said, though, I have a lot of data here. We can get back into the data in a second. But, gentlemen, what do you think about someone being unbanked or underbanked in 2021? So, Corbin, start with you, bro. I'm going to hear your perspective on this.
Well, as you know, I used to keep Bird Gang money up under the, under mattress money.
So you were one of those folks.
Yeah.
You fell under the 8.4% who said that as a privacy issue?
No, I just don't like banks. I don't like banks at all.
Okay.
Well, look, Bank of America just got hit. Remember?
I know, and this is part of the reason. But one, I mean, I've changed some things now, but I still don't allow nothing to come direct deposit out of my accounts. I literally pay everything. So on my credit card, I'll pay it on my credit card, but out of my bank account, I don't allow anybody into my bank account. So I don't have no auto debits out of my bank account at all because I don't trust banks to do the right thing. So like I said, I have them to my credit cards, but not to my bank account.
So I'm the complete opposite. I have everything on auto. If it comes out,
I have things on auto pay.
Literally,
they're all on my credit card though.
I don't
I would rather have them go to my credit card and pay them than have it come directly out of my bank account.
So, right, so wait 1 second. So Corey, did it come from something happening, or is just
no? I just never trusted banks in my. I didn't have. I have a personal checking account now, but I've had business checking accounts since my mom used to work at a bank, so I know all the inner workings of banks, which is why I didn't trust them. My mom worked at a bank for 30 years. My mom worked at a bank. She worked at PSFS. She worked at Wells Fargo. She worked at Citizens. My mom worked at banks for 30 years. My mom was a court accountant. She did taxes for estate. She did estate accounting. So I know all about banks. It wasn't out of ignorance that I wasn't banked. It was out of having too much intimate knowledge of how they be jerking people, that I didn't want no parts to do with them. My mom I had a bank account when I was like 5 years old, and my mom opened for me. And then I had it, that account when I was an adult. But it doesn't make any sense for me. Some of the things that banks do, it aggravates me, to be honest. But I have to use banks being in business. So I have multiple business banking accounts, but that's all I ever want to do with the banks is business.
And see, I'm the opposite. I don't want to do business banking because business banking to me is the biggest ripoff. They charge so many different things for business banking that you don't get with personal banking. But to finish my point, I have auto pay on literally everything, but I have an account that's just set for paying bills. So they're never going to be able to get into any sort of major money anyway, because whatever I put over there is specifically for bill paying. So I have a whole system set up. It's kind of the old the Dave Ramsey method of envelope, but it's digital. So, the thing about it is you have to really understand where your money is going. It takes work on your part. I don't care who you are or how much you have. You have to know where your money is going. So that's why, I trust the banks to be banks. So they'll never get over on me because I know where every penny is going every moment of every day. Like I have alerts set on my phone. If $5 comes out of my account, I know. I don't have those $1,000. I'm talking about $5. Let me know. So I know where every penny is. But the interesting thing about people being unbanked or underbanked in 2023 is it becomes problematic because now you're not participating in the system and it blocks you out of
so many get bank services if you don't use banks.
It blocks you out from so many other things. I'm not even talking about just banking. I'm talking about everything, right? People try to avoid this whole idea of credit and banking, right? And I understand that, the system is what it is. But if while we're in this system, you don't really have a choice. You got to get down and lay down.
For sure.
Because you can't do things at certain levels without dealing with the system.
And you got a lot of undocumented people here too. And so banks are an issue with undocumented people.
Well, you got the cash. The biggest thing was, in my story, I've been had a regular job since I was 14 years old legally, and I had a license. So I'm Jamaican. So my mom was like, "Here's a bank account." You know what I mean? It wasn't I was working 20 hours a week during high school. And I remember in 8th grade, I was trying to buy my teacher's car. And back in the day, that was something big. I'm 45 years old for you guys, you young guys. and it was crazy because I never even thought there'd be adults that wouldn't have bank accounts. So we doing this deal, and the guys inherit the property. And I'm just like, all right, cool. You inherit the property. He doesn't want to pay the inheritance tax. And I was telling Jimmy, like, this shit is crazy. The inheritance tax was $9,000, but I'm like, the deal is $60,000. So how the hell is the inheritance tax $9,000? He's like, it's on the assessed value. So dude was like, I ain't paying that. And I'm like, it's yours. Like, and then we're talking about paperwork. Everybody talk about this big money in real estate, but no one talks about all the paperwork you need to have to process the deal, to get the money, to receive the estate. You got to do an estate account. So he didn't have the estate open. So he's like, look, y'all got to bring money to the table. It was like, why didn't you show up last time? Because y'all wanted to give me a check, but I can't do anything with the check. I need to do this, this, and this. He was like, I need to make moves. So he's like, all right, we're going to solve with a check. Mind you, I'm in this thing saying, wait a minute, dude is like 20-something years old. I think he's 26, 27 years old, and he talking about he don't have a bank. No bank account. We're like, well, look, you could just switch this, do this. And then over the time, I started to realize, I said, Jimmy, I don't think we 2023. Who don't have a bank?
Yeah, but Core, when I say he was really like flabbergasted and didn't understand it, he was he was really asking like,
understand it now. He look at him, he like, oh, don't get it.
Listen, because the math, like I try to explain to people, everything comes down to black and white math. Sometimes you get a check. Let's say the average person get a check for $1,000 every 2 weeks. That's $2,000 a month. Just to say 26,000 a year, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving up $200 every month. No, $400 every month to a check cashing place.
People do it.
Like just what they just said. They don't have enough money to open a bank account. They're going, oh, I don't have $500 to maintain a minimum balance because you're giving away $400 to the check cashing place.
Yes.
But how do you get the bank account open? If you see, the thing is with the bank, with the check cashing place, you get your money right away. If you don't have banking, you getting checks, but you still can't pay your bills. So it eliminates a problem.
You
see, the thing about the
here's a book, right? We always talk. I like to give book recommendations. It's a book. It's called How the Other Half Banks, right? Mirza Baradaran. It's called How the Other Half Banks. This book right here goes into deep detail about this specific conversation that we're having, but she takes it a step further and talks about how that contributes to the wealth gap in the world because people are giving monies away. The funny thing about these check cashing places, how often do they close in the hood? I know check cashing places that have been there 20, 30 years.
One on Broad Street. What are you talking about? One on Broad Street. Everybody
one on Broad Street been there my whole life.
Listen, I'm 45 years old. That bitch been there since I was born.
So my thing is, somebody's keeping them open. Listen, they're not there. Just for you to think
when
about.
I first worked at Margin Aquariums and he first wrote me a check, my mom was like, you got to get a bank account. I was like, what am I going to do with this check right now? She took me there. First time I went in and he took, I don't remember what it was, but that was the last time I walked in that bitch. Because when I seen how much he took, I said, well, who the hell is FICA taking money and this person taking money? Now I'm giving away more money to you. And I can actually see you.
Yeah, man.
Because that was the last time. And then think about 20%. Like, just think about it. You were giving 20% away, and it ain't even to taxes of your money that you worked for. So you worked 100 hours and 80 hours, and 14% of them 80 hours is gone. 16% of your hours is gone. 16 hours gone. Just off the top, gone.
Man, listen.
Every 2 weeks, did you show up like clockwork? My man was like, nah, Bar, I get these checks from da-da-da. I don't need a bank. I'm going to just take it to the check cashing place. I said, yo, your check's like, I think it was a wholesaler. His check was like $7,000. He gave $1,400 away to the check cashing place.
Wow.
I said, no, that don't make sense. Give me the money. Send it over to me. I won't even charge you that much. He's like, no, I'm gonna get the cash right now. I said, but you just gave $1,400 away.
You can give me $1,400. I'll cash it for you. Just give me the if you want to give $1,400 away, let me cash it. Give it to me. Give it to somebody you know.
Wow.
Like, and he's like, I don't trust nobody. But you trust them with $1,400?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, but when you look at the data, and for those that just come on now, because a lot of folks just jumped on.
Hey, what's going on?
We actually showed some data about how many folks are either unbanked or underbanked. And I saw a comment. Let me get to these comments. That's all comment I'm gonna respond to. Shout out to Jose is in the building. Peace, family. I have auto pay on everything, but I don't allow them to pull. I push. Yeah, understood. Same. I pay everything with a credit card and pay the credit card manually monthly, right? So everybody has different systems. You got to find your system. Corey got trust issues. This is absolutely true. Tweet Talk. I got a separate bill paying account myself. Yeah, so that's the move right there, in my opinion. Again, I know that doesn't work for everybody, but for me, that's the greatest. Some of those banks in Texas look the other way with undocumented.
I ain't mad at them.
I mean,
they getting their money.
It was showing because y'all over here, duh. What's up? All right, so I don't know. Maybe you're trying to get it another way, but we are here. We here every Friday. So here's the comment here. The fintech banks changed the game for the underbanked, like Cash App, Zelle, Stash. So the article that we looked at the information, the FDIC, that was a part of their write-up. And it said that it has helped bring the number down, but it's still millions of Americans. Now, that has
5.9 million still. 5.9 million in 4.5%. So it's still 5.9 million of our community that's not, or of all communities to say, it's not still. And it's really what I always tell people, if you can move TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is you're on, you can open up a bank account.
Okay.
Like there's no difference from the information you got to put in your phone to log into an app that you got to do to get a bank. Like it's not that difficult to say.
No, that's a good way to put it. But yeah, so they did help bring the numbers down, but the numbers are still. And the crazy part is Corey will know what I'm talking about when I say this. There's such a huge gap between like how bad folks are doing and what people perceive, that the problem with some of this is, even with fintech, some people don't have access to the internet.
Yep. We got 28% of the city of Philadelphia that doesn't have internet,
which is down because when the pandemic started, it was 40.
Free now.
It was 40.
But
so Comcast came in and gave some sort of like.
My wife was on a panel that asked Comcast to give free internet to kids during the pandemic, and then they reduced the price to $10 a month for those families.
So now it's $10, Lars. It's $10 a month.
$10 a month.
Yeah, it's slow as hell. All right, so K Diggy said I just finished the book this week. So K Diggy, what did you think about the book? Like, give me your perspective. I actually did a book review on our YouTube Shorts for folks watching on YouTube. Go check that out. Once you get off here, it doesn't take $500 to open a bank account. Yeah, I guess it depends on where you live at. Because some banks be like, if you don't have $500, now we're gonna charge you monthly just to have an account.
You're gonna end up with a monthly charge.
Rush card was ganking for. Shout out to the Rush card, yo. I had a Rush card.
Somebody had to start. But you know what's funny?
I had a bank account, still got a Rush card. Because I was trying to support Rush, and also because it was fire, because it was black.
Listen, here's the thing I noticed. If you go online, and since I'm a nerd on the sense of I'm always online looking at stuff, I'll go down a rabbit hole. Do you know when I went down the rabbit hole, how many different banking cards there is right now?
Oh, it's probably thousands of them.
I was on Instagram. I tapped one because it said help you with your credit. I got a self card now that supposed to help you with your credit. It kind of did, you know what I mean? But then I realized something. These motherfuckers was taking my money, holding it for me, charging me a bill for my money, basically saying, "Hey, you pay us $750. We record it." At the end of the $750, somehow, some way, I ended up with them keeping $225. Exactly. That's what I said. I said they gave me a card, hold on my money. Like they were like, okay, we're gonna collect $750 from you, and then we're gonna hold $225. Like how banks do a secure card. I said, well, what the fuck is that? My credit went up. Give me back my $225.
So wow. So
I didn't understand how that happened, but at the end of it, they didn't give me back all my money. They said, because I kept raising my limit. They say, oh yeah, we're gonna raise your limit, and we don't read shit, which is always the thing. And I agreed to them holding this amount of money to give me that amount of credit. I said, yo, this is genius.
How much did it help your credit?
I think like 20 points or something like that. Not even enough to.
That's not even worth it. Like, what is that?
Listen, that's what I said. I was like, yo,
Cookie, what's good? Cookie, what's good? Cookie, how are you? All right. The idea of not having a bank account is baffling to me. Yeah, so you feel like Bar was like,
he baffled too. It's not baffling to me because I lived.
Oh, it wasn't showing. All right, so I didn't know it wasn't showing.
I lived a lot of my life. Well, I ain't gonna say without a bank account, but without doing any business with the bank.
Well, that was, back in those days when people listen. I remember my cousin having a lot of shit under the bed, and I used to be like, "Yo, if the house catch on fire, your life savings is gone." And he's like, "What?" I said, "Imagine the house caught on fire. You running back in there talking about my life savings under my bed mattress." And a lot of people like Asian descent, that's what they would do. They need 50 grand. They pull out 50 grand from some bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I just for me, it's like, if you know better, do better. Like, start to do the research. And you know what I mean? Like I said, I opened up the self card and I was laughing because I was like, all right, cool. This is going to help my credit score.
20 points just ain't worth it though, yo.
So let me tell you this, right? So up until I was 20, my mom, like I said, she worked in the bank. So I would literally get a check. I would sign the checks, give them to my mom, put them in her bank account, right? Then have her give me the money. So I wasn't paying no fees,
right,
per se. Then so that was up until my grandmother died. Then when my grandmother died, when I would get my checks, I would give them to my aunt, let her cash in, and then my aunt would just give me cash. She would just literally because my aunt, she ain't really trust banks either. She would cash it out. Like, so she had a bank account, but I would sign the check, give her the check, let her cash it. So I was getting all my money. I wasn't paying none of those fees and any of that stuff, but I would wait 3, 4, 5 days for my money.
Let's talk about fees. Let's talk about fees. But I also noticed, and I'm a notorious fee payer, they make more money off of charging you fees than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah. Fees is nuts.
So I got every bank account there is, right? I looked at PNC and I was like, where the hell is this $12 going to? And I was like, what the fuck is charging me $12? And they were charging me a fee for not having enough money in the bank account.
Yep.
I was like, $12.
You weren't keeping your minimum balance.
That's what I just said when people say they didn't take $500. It all depends upon the bank. So you can't get credit union in certain places that will not have, like, charge you. Some of the big banks, you have to have a minimum amount in your account.
If you don't have a minimum balance,
or they charge you every month, right?
Yep.
So it is what it is. But this is to participate in the system.
So this is why I just started opening either a business bank account or a savings account. I didn't have a personal checking account until like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
and
see, the thing about it, business accounts are the biggest scam, yo. The business accounts are the biggest scam.
And look, and if you don't have the money exactly in account because they took the money out, they still charge you $35.
They still hit you with an overdraft.
Hey, listen, y'all took out $12 because I had an account. What I usually do is, like, for my phone bill comes out of one account, my cables, all this come out of another account. So I separate the accounts just in case if I don't have the money and something gets shut off. Well, I know what happened. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm very much, and I might have X amount of dollars, someone's whole paycheck for the year in another account over here, but I forgot to put it over here. And I'm like, I'd rather deal with that than everybody have access to your money. I always say that's the dumbest shit ever. That somebody could bang one account and catch you for everything. So I separate and move shit around.
You know what that's called? You know what that's called, Bar?
What?
It's called decentralized.
Exactly.
It is, man. That's what it is.
If you hit one account, you got that, but you ain't hitting all at one time.
That is called being decentralized. There's no one point of attack, right?
Oh.
But the thing about it is, to participate in this system, Corey going off on somebody. To participate in this system, you kind of have to have that. Try to get a mortgage, right, at a good rate, and tell them that you don't have a bank account.
Oh my gosh.
They'll look at you like you're crazy, right? But the thing about it is, by having a bank account, right, you get some of the better rates. So a couple comments I want to get to. I pay everything on my Apple Card and pay the bill off at the end of the cycle. As long as you pay that bill off, end of the cycle, that's good money, right? So even T-Mobile has a bank now. Now that's the thing about it, right? So you see Apple with a bank, T-Mobile with a bank. The reason they get into the banking, it's the greatest business in the world. What do you actually contribute to society?
Nothing.
Usury is wild when you really, really step back and think about it. you don't put anything positive in the air. Some will say maybe security. You secure people's money. I mean, possibly, but what do you create? What value does an actual bank create?
All it is a holding system. They hold your money, then charge you fees, and then when you go to get a loan, they might still tell you no. My cousin at the time, I want to say, he went into let's say TD Bank. Went into TD Bank, asked them for $50,000. They said no. He's furious. At the time, I think he had $100,000 in the bank. We just did a deal. We flipped the house, and I think I sold him the house for $19,000. He sold it for $150. Fixed it up. Nice, good flip. The check cashed. He said, "I'm gonna leave the money in the bank and let them for a month, and then I'm like ask for a loan." I said, "It doesn't work like that." He's like, "What are you talking about?" Went to the bank. They said no. He said, "Y'all won't give me $50,000. I got 100 in your bank."
Mm-hmm.
And they like, when you filed your taxes, you didn't file taxes this year. He said, "What tax you got to do when y'all got a record of all the money I dropped this?"
If y'all got a record of the money.
Again, this is about participating in the system. Everything forces you to participate in the system. If you want to operate at a high level, if you want to stay down on a low level, you can do all the shenanigans you want. But if you want to scale up to the point where you're doing like real numbers, you got to listen.
We went to
You got to listen. Sam got to get his piece, man. Everybody got to eat, man. So you got to play the game, man.
Listen, the banker told me how much my cousin was worth. I started laughing at him. So he had over 55 free and clear properties at the time. He said, "You know how much I'm worth?" And the banker's like, "No, and I don't care. All I got to do is look at this, what you show us." He said, "What you show and what you pay on taxes is two different things." So I was like, "Yo, you got to pay taxes some form or shape." He said, "Why? They can look at the bank account, see how much money."
It doesn't matter. That's my point. You can operate any way you want to, but if you want to get to that money, the real money, you got to get into the system. Shout out to Aaron, man. Aaron is a mortgage banker out here. He says that check cashing, liquor, chicken, Kim's Wigs. The deadly combination for our group. Same setup in every black area in the country, yo. That the crazy part about that is when you travel and you go to the different places.
Same setup. He's not lying.
Yeah, he's not lying, yo. I'm talking about. I went to some places where it's like, yo, that's the same thing, right? Whether we in Philly,
they open these little strip malls. It's a little strip mall.
Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's.
Check cash and liquor. Got a chicken spot and a wig. It got the Chinese people with the wig shop. It got the check cash in place that's owned by the Hindi dude. You got a liquor store that owned by whoever, and then you got the chicken spot.
Listen, man,
the funny part is you're not the ones that own it.
Time ago, everything's just like Compton. I went to Minnesota.
Listen, you know what's crazy though?
Same thing.
Jimmy, we don't own it though. Like I remember on Broad Street, the place that everybody wanted wings was there for years and years by the Chinese guys to make the wings. And then I start, checking a box. Like every time I open up a pharmacy, I go to the wing store and it was not African American, but we were the ones 99.9% of the time buying all times of hours of night. And I'm looking, I seen one day I walked in one on Broad Street. The girl was on the floor doing her homework while the pop was serving people. And I said to my man I was with, like, "Yo, see, that's what we should be doing." Like his daughter is doing her homework in the Chinese store, collecting the money when you pay, and then she go do her homework. He said, "Oh, that's crazy. I wouldn't have my daughter here." I said, "But guess what she's learning? The business. She's learning how black people interact with each other. She's learning how to get the money, how to check the money. She's learning the accounting."
This is why when people say there's no money in African American neighborhoods, I think they're full of malarkey. There's plenty of money here because everybody builds businesses in our neighborhood. Everybody builds businesses in our neighborhood.
So
7-Eleven,
that argument is a
was owned by somebody else.
It's a nuanced conversation, right? Because when we say it's money here, there is money here, right? But is it real money? When you start to pull back the layers and look at what's in circulation,
it is.
Listen, man,
you look at it. Look at the numbers these bodegas do in our neighborhoods, man.
Understood, but hear me out though. When you look at black buying power, is not what people make you think it to believe.
But it's what we spend the money on, though.
Yo, All right, let's keep it a beam, man. A lot of these numbers and things that come out just be straight fugazi, man.
Okay, listen, I got facts. The 7-Eleven on the corner of Broad, Old Guys of Stetton. The lady was Pakistani. Before that, who owned it was Jay. I named my son after his brother. They were doing $1 million a month.
I believe that.
Old Guys of Stetton, $1 million. They get to keep 45. Depending on what you do, you're at a 50-50 split with 7-Eleven or a 45-60 split.
45, yeah, whatever.
Whatever split, right? Any product you have on the shelves, when you go to the counter, that's usually theirs. They get 100%. They're making $1 million a month. You know what I mean? Gross revenues to sell us milk, tickets, cigarettes, bread, basic dumb shit that you go, well, it'd be better to go to ShopRite to get the shit than 7-Eleven.
So this is why I said it's a nuanced conversation, right? Because I know poppy stores have do the same numbers, right? But when you look at the amount of money that's in circulation that happens in this world, right? It depends upon how you look at it, because $1 million a month really ain't ish, right? Now, that's why I said it's a deeper conversation. There's an excellent book. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna give people a reference, right? There's a new edition that just came out. Matter of fact, it's by Dr. Jared Ball. It's called The Myth of Black Buying Power. And he breaks the data down and talks about the idea of black buying power and how it's portrayed to us in the media and what actually exists. So $1 million is cool. Because of history and because of systems and how things are set up, people make $1 million a day in this country.
Yeah, but see, what you're failing to talk about is that even though it's our buying power isn't, whatever, you could say that, but it's enough buying power that people come from other countries into our neighborhood to come get it. So you could say that it's not whatever, but
it's not there. People start
all over the world to come get it. So
because it's relative, like in terms of where they come from and what they're able to achieve here versus where they're coming from.
Exactly.
But the fact of the matter is, data.
That money is not staying in our neighborhoods. That money is going to whoever is
understood. But let's look at data. We know that the average family in the hood starts off $2,000 in the hole every month. That's a data point. That's not my opinion. So there's money here, right? But there's not the kind of money that we.
But they don't have access to it though, too, because part of this is you're both saying the same thing. You're just saying it at nuance. One, there's money in the hood, which is a fact.
Yes.
Because one, if you add drug dealers in this numbers and the cocaine and everything else, you start to see, oh shit, there's a lot of money in the hood.
I mean, this black.
And if you add the legal money, there's a certain percentage of legal money in the hood. So there's two amounts, right?
Yes.
And both benefits America. The police department from drug money and lawyers, they're supported. The money that goes to Indians, Chinese, and other races, they're supported. Guess what's not supported? African Americans.
Well, that's systematic and that's structural, right? So that's why. But that's exactly why I said that it's not A or B. It's a nuanced conversation because there's so many pieces of it. The entire criminal justice system is made up of pretty much of certain parts of it that. So people eat. So what we're talking about are two different things: how much money is here and how much people suck the value out of the hood. Because that's another thing. There's always a complete brain drain going on, and the value being sucked out of our neighborhoods all the time. Listen, our best and brightest, when they do well, they go, right? That's value being sucked out of the neighborhood. So the value is constantly being sucked out of the neighborhood. So at some point, I don't know what the end result will be of that unless something changes, but that's a constant thing. I'm just talking about the idea of black buying power isn't what a lot of people believe it is.
You got to look at America's GDP. It's 22.4 billion or something like that. That means that if we're spending 1.3 or 1.4, we're not even 1/20th of the spending power of this country. Now, when you look at the total spending, you see what I'm saying? So you got to look at it. If you look at it that sounds like a giant number. That sounds like 1.3 trillion is a giant number because it's more than the buying power of whole nations. So we're not going to say that it's not nothing. But what we got to look at it is in comparison to what is actually being spent in this country. It's 1/20th of what's being spent in the country. But so again, that's what Jim is trying to get at.
So I'm getting at that because this is why the talk of reparations is such an interesting topic to me, because if you just look at economics, right? And I feel like I've been running this line in a whole recently because I guess the conversations.
Oh, the show came out. The show was out last month or something like that.
No, but I'm talking about these things that are constantly this conversation that constantly comes up. But I keep talking about what creates value in the world, right? So what creates value? There's four things that create value, right? And some people will say three: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Most people say land, labor, and capital, right? Those are the things that drive value. And this is in any economic textbook. You can look this up. Most will say land, labor, capital. Some will say entrepreneurship / management. But when you think about that, right, and you think about the biggest factors being land, labor, and capital, when you look at how this country is built, there are generations of folks that were able to get free labor. That means that you're taking one of the economic drivers, the thing that creates value.
One of the things that creates value, and
you're literally getting it for free. And some will argue that's the biggest. I will argue that land is the biggest, but that means that you had free labor. That is huge, right? That is a huge thing. So when you look at the
cause and effect that most people don't even understand.
So hear me
out.
The
person gives you $1 to pay the lottery, and you weigh $2. It's now $2, and you win 200 million. And then when they ask you for half or 10% or 20%, you go no. But you're not looking at it without this $2. You wouldn't got access to this 200 million.
Exactly. So hear me out. So, and if anybody doesn't understand what I'm saying, just Google agents of production. Look that up. It's called the economic agents of production. It's what creates value. So if you're telling me that I can go a couple hundred years by having free labor, that is huge. It's one of the biggest parts of that equation. So now the value that's created from there continuously gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm watching a documentary right now, right? It's on Hulu, by the way. It's excellent. It's called The Booze, Bets, and Sex That Made America. And what it's a documentary series. There's like 3 episodes out so far. It's about the underworld and how the underworld economy helped build this country to what it's going to be. But in the first episode, they're talking about like people who were considered outlaws and how they made money in the underground. And one of them is a guy by the name of Jack Daniels, right? And they're going over this whole thing with Jack Daniels and how he came to be, blah, blah, blah.
Stole bull whole setup.
Uncle Nearest, right? So Uncle Nearest is in here too. Shout out to Uncle Nearest, rest in peace. He's in this documentary as well, who taught him he literally was his mentor. But so in that time, though, Uncle Nearest wasn't allowed to start a company. Like legally wasn't allowed to start a company. He wasn't allowed to participate in capitalism, but he's the one that was the mentor of Jack Daniels, right? But it's not just about Jack Daniels. Anheuser-Busch, it talks about how they begin. I'm looking at all these things in this documentary. They were like in the 1900s, and I'm watching this thing, right? And I'm like, yo, these names are all in my mind. I can go to the market right now, and their names are still on all these damn products, right?
The Kennedys was infamous bootleggers.
So hear me out, though. How do you catch that? That value has been created literally for over a century.
Well, they said we all supposed to get $423,000 for every African American from the slave days. Supposed to get that much, 400 something. That's what they calculated, right?
What you doing with yours, Bar? When you get your 400 grand, what you doing with it?
Oh, first thing I'm doing is first things first is finding where I can put my money that nobody knows about in the less tax. So I'm probably going to Puerto Rico. But that'll be my new residence. I'm opening up a business in Puerto Rico. I'm getting a trust.
He thought about it. I was joking with him, Corey, but he got it all.
I'm ready to go.
Listen, I'm out. Do my 6 months over there. Buy my land, a piece of property. You know what I mean? Probably cost me 200,000, 300,000. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna set
the world economy couldn't handle that many black people with that much money.
No, it would just all go back. But here's the thing, and this is the point that I try to explain to people about teaching your kids what you know. If everybody got it, which is the one point that some white boy made to me, and I ain't gonna say his name, but he said, Bar, if we gave every black person $400,000, he said within 30 days, 60 days, all that shit would be back into some other race's pockets. First thing would happen, people would buy jewelry.
All right, so guess what? So give it to us then, because guess what?
Listen, cars, jewelry, vacations, trips. It would literally just be.
So hear me out though.
And I'm like, you have to teach us what to do with the money, because he was right. Because I thought about it. I remember with the PPP.
Yeah, but that stimulates the economy and gives everybody else a chance. So,
but hear me out though, Bar. That's also going to create jobs for one. For two, us and a lot of folks that are watching it, our people, they ain't going to do that, right? So, I mean, let's be very transparent, right? I'm not
saying
we in a bubble.
Didn't get it, but I'm just saying, what his prime example was? He said, Bar, what did y'all do with PPP loans? I couldn't say shit back because I was like, yeah, we fucked that up.
All right, so all I'm saying is, not that I'm not going to do nothing, quote unquote niggery. I mean, I might set aside a quick Zion budget, to get that out of my system. but after like Zion for a week, I'm gonna get my life together. So, not to say I'm not going to do anything wild, because I'll be lying if I said that. But my point is, there's enough of us that have it together to kind of take that and build from it.
And listen, I'm giving you and Corey my money anyway. So after I got my little trust and my shit in Puerto Rico, I'm coming back like, yo, Corey, you take 100, Jimmy take 100. Listen, just give me 10%.
That's coming back.
bringing it all together, right? The crazy part is
you gonna give me a job, basically.
No, the crazy part is when them checks come out, guess what? Some of these folks gonna be going to the check cashing place.
right back to where we started.
Yo, cash out my
giving somebody 10% of their check.
Cash my reparations check for me. Let me get to these comments real quick because we way out of the comments. Yo, Tanelia's in the building. What's up, Tanelia? Hey. How are you? I agree with that. It's still way too many people that aren't in the system. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Has to be parenting. My kids have bank accounts at 10. How to balance? So I think that's part of it, right? But also, Kim, you're doing an amazing job. So salute to you for that. But a lot of times the parents don't know any better. You know what I mean? So those cycles continue and continue. Somebody has to break the cycle. I'm laughing at Raphael. Ain't no way to listen. That's a real statistic. That most people didn't know until the pandemic started. That's a real number, Raphael. Now we got the number down. We got the number down.
What most people think is internet is when you have it on your phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they think
they're talking about a home access
home internet. Yeah.
So, you know what was happening? Schools were trying to send.
So that's where it happened, Raphael, because they were trying to get people into school during the pandemic, and they were trying to give away like laptops and stuff.
They couldn't give them laptops because they ain't had no internet.
Yeah,
they didn't have home internet.
So that's how we found that data out. And it's like,
but look, here's the thing. I swear to you, every time I'm sitting down, I'm thinking of how people make money, and then I watch the shit that people make money off of. Do you know there's a guy who came over to the United States? I just had to move the video. He built a ramp for dogs, and he made $16 million. Dead ass serious on Amazon. He came over to the United States. He was trying to think of an idea. He made a ramp for fat dogs and fat cats to get up onto your bed. And all it is a ramp. $16 million.
Shout out to him, man. It's marketing.
I swear
to you that sometimes I just think like, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm overthinking this.
Yo, it's just wood, a black line of a carpet, and it can adjust the height. $16 million. That's why I was telling people like, y'all gotta stop saying you don't know. There's no money out. There's so much opportunities that the motherfucker made a piece of wood like like this, and I was like,
a piece of wood.
Listen, so don't think that I'm saying there's not opportunity, because I think opportunity is everywhere. It's a matter of going to get it. I'm just talking about what we're looking at when you start breaking things down by groups and race and things.
Oh, like and that. Then the other thing is this: we did talk about Jamie's paperwork.
Listen,
you have to have the paperwork because I feel bad about the Black Tank. The people that go to Shark Tank and they get fucked over, and they're like, "Yo, I'm at Shark Tank." And the guys only paid me 15% of the money they were supposed to. Well, you didn't read the paperwork. They gave him, you gave him authority over the bank account and how the profits are made and sold. They didn't call it Shark Tank for anything. But then they're telling me Jamie John is doing the same thing to Black people. And I'm going, y'all supposed to read the paperwork that says he can denote what is a profit and what's not a profit.
Paperwork gangsters are the biggest gangsters in this country, right?
Again,
watch that documentary. So real quick, Bar, here's what I want to say. When I knew that it's money just outside the world and everything is in abundance, is when I was a kid. And I realized that people were selling pet rocks.
Pet rocks.
I saw pet rocks. I saw the chia pet. I saw all these things, and I'm like,
yo, I saw
something going on, yo. Like
I watched HBO when I was like 19 years old. And you know how they used to have the shows that come on like between like 11 and 1. And there was a lady on there on one of them shows talking about she was selling farts in a jar, and she was making like $2 million a year selling farts in a jar, bro.
Yo,
she was selling farts in a jar.
There's money falling out of the sky.
Farts in a jar. She was selling farts in a jar for millions of dollars. So we all know it's money out here. Like that shit, that blew my entire mind. I was like, so it's dudes out here paying for farts. Not one dude, right? I see if you got one little fetishy dude on the side that's giving you a couple dollars on the side. She was making millions of dollars. Selling farts in a jar, bro.
Well, look, that's like the OnlyFans accounts. You got Baddie, whatever damn name is. I forgot
Bad
her name.
Bunny. Bad Baby. No, Bad Baby.
Bad Baby's
confused with Bad Bunny. They're two different people.
Right,
but I got
making $50 million on OnlyFans. The chick is the size of a 16-year-old. Let's just say that, and she's on there.
First of all, she might be 16, which is crazy. Like she's young.
she's legal age now to be on OnlyFans, but she made $50 million. You made somebody who has no talent, no anything, just a sex figure because she looks like a child, and she's selling pictures of herself being covered in water, whatever the hell she's doing. I've never been to the account.
Man.
I was
about to ask Bar, like, hold up, he get mad specific. Like, anyway,
but she was saying, I've never been naked on OnlyFans, and I make more money than everybody on this joint.
Yo, and that's the thing about it. Just think about it. She literally said the worst she's done is have a shirt that's clear and she has no bra on. And I'm like, y'all know to the strip club, right? Like,
it's $40 shorties out here. You doing this?
Hey, listen, man. Listen, I ain't like, no comments. Let me say something foul, but I'm gonna chill though. Let me get these comments real quick. Tanelia said that her father died in his late 50s without ever having a bank account. Right?
Yeah.
Man, rest in peace. Many people also don't have bank accounts because they haven't learned good basic money skills.
I ain't mad at that.
They had them, but they've been overdrawn with multiple institutions. End up as collect. Yeah, they end up in what's the check system?
Oh! I found out I was in the check systems. I didn't even know I was in check systems. We went to go open the Bodyhood business, Joe.
Like, yo, they say you good. Get him out of here.
Yeah, he gotta go. I was like, damn, I'm in check systems. I had forgot that I used to have a military account because I was in the military. And that's part of that banking system, Philadelphia Federal Crime, PFCU, and all that. All of them are the same joint, yeah.
A lot of banks now waive the fees as long as you have direct deposit.
Oh yeah, they want to get you locked in.
So credit unions, $5 minimum, no overdraft. That's what I was saying. So credit unions are pretty good. Shout out to the credit unions. If you don't keep a certain amount of money in Navy Federal account, they just email you the death saying, "Oh, okay." Shout out to Navy Federal. I got them. They my partners too. Ask the right questions. Ask how can I avoid fees? Most times it's just an auto transfer to savings or linking particular accounts. I know somebody told me that before too. Like you got to put a certain amount in one of the accounts every month, so they just be literally doing like transfers back and forth, so they don't have to pay the fees. I was like, yo, just go to the credit union.
A lot of manual.
Go to the credid union because I forget, and then they beg you.
A lot of manual work. I swear.
They have certain accounts, not necessarily have to be major bank accounts. You get a free account with zero balance, like SoFi Bank. So SoFi is one of the newer ones as well, and that's what
But here's the thing: I don't trust none of that shit I see on Instagram. Like, to be honest, when I go in there and they don't have an Instagram account and they just show me some shit from Facebook, like I go into, they send me the thing, I go click on the picture and it says, "Oh, this is an ad from Facebook." Because one time somebody was giving like, I don't know, 6% or 5%. I was like, man, to hold my money? I said, no, I want to do that. And then I thought about like, wait a minute, this says they just coming from Facebook. So I think that one of the things we got to do is educate, solid banking procedures for kids and for adults. Like, all right, Cash App, screw it. It is what it is. Everybody has it safe. Apple's not going anywhere.
But I think that's what Kim is absolutely correct, right? So it starts with us, like just having conversations and educating, right? And just having like really have to educate some people because sometimes, like, again, with our bubbles, we forget that we have knowledge that some people just don't have. And I'm talking about the basics, not the advanced stuff. I'm not talking about like,
infinite
looking
banking
at charts and reading standard deviations. I'm talking about just basic things on how to open an account. What a savings account is. I'm talking about the very basics. So I think Kim is correct. That's why it comes from us having to teach the next generation so that number can continuously come down. So he says Aaron is right. Some people have messed up their bank score. Most people don't realize that it's a thing. That's why some banks market second chance accounts.
Or they don't know they
can familiar with second chance accounts. But in second chance accounts, do they charge more fees? Like what is a second chance account? I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
Maybe y'all can like hit me to that. I've had clients denied FHA loans for a history of overdraft fees. Wow.
That's major.
See, God. This is what I was talking about, Bar. You try to sit at the table.
Being part of the system.
Yeah, they gonna force you to be in it one way or another. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And they only create convenience. And guess what, Rich? In this country, you can make millions of dollars by providing convenience for someone.
Simple stuff.
They have those things called convenience stores.
Listen, Instacart.
We call them bodegas.
Instacart smacks me every week because I don't want to go to the market. Bring me my food.
I use DoorDash, but it's the same.
No. Well, I don't know. Yeah, but DoorDash, you do groceries now too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, Instacart.
I get 7% back on that.
Fold gang.
I get 7% back on that.
Fold gang.
But just think about it. Listen, there's so many opportunities in just our circle, and then it's like, why I try to tell people what I always got to do is go to, like when I wanted to support 48th Street Grill. what I started doing. I started calling people with real money, millions of dollars, to 48th Street Grill. Then I invited black people to be there. And I realized our people don't know etiquette. So they see somebody, two people with money, they go, oh, here's my business card. And I'm sitting like, oh my God, don't ask this, don't put your business card in this guy's face. He got millions of realtors he want to deal with. But what I did was I was making it a habit where, all right, we all meet here. Y'all got questions, but these guys are coming here to meet other wealthy people. So I would make sure there was two people. I get LeVar, I got another developer, and then I have a surrounding of like 5 people that wanted to get to the next level. And then I let them have that conversation because my guys were like, Bar, what you doing? I said, yo, I'm gonna treat y'all to lunch. It cost me, I don't know, lunch would be $2.95 as a bill. What I knew was the rich people weren't going to let you pay the whole $2.95. Like I would tell people, it's just being smart.
Yeah, you know that ain't that whole bill ain't coming.
Shout out to 48th Street Grill. Me and Corey supported them too. We threw a whole joint there.
Sure. Yeah,
and I was going regularly before the heart problem. I was laughing because they'd walk in and somebody's like, Bar. I said, the one young boy, I said, listen, you're going to pay the bill, right? He said, you don't know LeVar. I said, I've known LeVar before he became LeVar. I said, but you know what?
Before he became LeVar.
He gonna show up at this. He gonna show up. LeVar's like, yeah, I get to go for lunch. I made it 12 o'clock. I called everybody. They all showed up. Now the wisdom is being there. And when someone else tried to do it, it didn't go as well because I'm like, well, you got to know the levels to it. You got to invite somebody who's going to attract other people to the event.
Yeah.
That's why you need to always, like I did an event with Meek Mills and Lou Williams. People were more excited to see Meek Mills than Lou Williams. And I'm like, Lou Williams has a guaranteed contract for $30 million.
Yo, shout out to LeVar. I saw LeVar just got his plans approved. He's getting ready to build something crazy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of y'all don't know who LeVar is, but he is.
You from around this area, you know who he is.
He owns city blocks.
Yeah, he's
not on like, oh, he owned 1 block, 2 block.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest developers. Shout out to him. But Corey and I used to do cash mobs where we would find a black-owned business and just literally pull up and invite everybody out and just basically support that business.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was pre-pandemic. We got to get back to that. So that was dope. So we would find a business, specifically a restaurant or something like that, and just invite everybody to come out. We would just network and talk, and everybody support that business. But it had to be a black-owned business. So that was one of the ones that we.
There's one on Broad Street, Young Bull, Savory Eats on Broad and like 66 and Broad is right there on that lane next.
You.
Yeah.
Dan, what's good, Dan? All right, some more comments. Tweet talk. Can't fully win on the system. You refuse to participate. This is true.
That is a fact.
This is true. Don't forget Aaron's rental. Oh my God, the Aaron's rental fee. Yo, we need to get into that one. Aaron's and Rental Center. Oh man.
Oh wait a minute. We didn't even talk about it. Here's the thing.
Oh man, that's a whole that right there deserves Aaron's get their whole show, bro. Like,
you give me a TV. I'm having this event, this party. I'm like, I just need the TV for my event. You know that I'm not stupid, but you know that I'm going to keep the goddamn TV. I write a contract that I'm only going to keep the TV for 3 days. After the 3 days, you charge me a fee. I still got the goddamn TV at my house. A month goes past. I still got the TV. You charge me another fee. People were making that fee as if that was just the fee to own the TV. I was like, yo, take the goddamn TV back.
Constantly. That's yo. So Daniel, don't even talk about that. I bank with Capital One, and I don't have to maintain a balance in my account, but you do have to have a certain amount of money deposited in the account for that month. All right, so yeah, that's another way. Cole is in the building. What's up, LaJoya?
Yo, what's up? So
it's money here, but not in rotation amongst our people, and that's one of the issues right there. Yeah, fact. Bar is correct. I went to a spot and asked a young Asian man, was he in school? And he said, yes, college, cleaning tables and takeout. So he's out here cleaning tables, takeout, but he was in school. So that's that. GC, what's up? What's good?
A prime example. Wait a minute. 50 Cent's son. He said, how the hell I'm supposed to live off of $6,700 a month?
It all depends on where you live.
And said it.
Yo, listen to this. $6,700 a month in Philadelphia. You can, $6,700 a month, an hour and a half away in New York is depending on where you live at.
Yeah,
a whole different mindset.
He was talking about his father giving him that. He wasn't talking about a job. He was saying his pop was starting.
Don't matter what it is. It all depends on where you live at.
Right.
Get a job, beloved. His father was starting his month out with $6,700 before he woke up, and he had a problem.
I'm not mad at that. I'm saying
he was paying where they lived. And he was giving the mom $6,700. He was getting 15, let's say a total of 15,000, but he split it. So your mom is getting 6,700, you're getting 6,700, and the place which you live is paid for. You could go back home and live with your mom.
I ain't know all that.
Man, listen, right. I don't care if it was just 6,700. nobody gave me $6,700 a month to start before I wake
Never.
up.
And it wasn't like he had to beg him for it. He gave it to him, and he tried to buy him a store. So what I always say is this: it's how you raise these children, because you don't got to live in New York. You can go to New Jersey. You can go to Philly. You can take the train. You get $6,700 a month. You can get a fucking place, like someone broke it down. You get a place for $2,000 a month. You can get whatever fancy car you want for $1,000, and you still got money to reinvest in whatever you want.
I got 2 apartments right now. If anybody got some, like, about $2,000 a month, I got them right now available for you. You know what I'm saying? I got some beautiful spaces. Hit me up. I got two available right now.
While we're talking about,
I'm just letting y'all know. All right, 1.3 trillion in buying power. How much do other communities have? That's the question right there. Those people come to our neighborhoods because they are not welcoming. They don't play that. Yeah. They ain't gonna have y'all
opening no damn corner stores in no white neighborhoods. They ain't having that at all.
Access to capital as other people. That is absolutely a fact.
But also,
that's a data point. Again, that right there is, in my opinion, that's a fact.
Here's the thing: we are also part of the reason we don't have the capital.
I mean, I could agree with that to a certain extent. Right?
There's a history of
if us three right now ask somebody for money, and I've tried this with my cousin. My cousin makes very good money every month. I helped him make very good money. If I ask him for $1, he'd be like, "When I'm getting it back." $1. I've tried it. There's been during the pandemic when I know he has money. I said, "Yo, real estate ain't moving like it used to." He never once said, "Yo, Bar, are you okay? Here's $1,000." My Jewish friends, my Asian friends, all the other races, Bar, you give me deals. You help me build my portfolio.
Now hear me out again, man. You can't use that one specific, because history goes into that. The reason why other people have an abundance mindset and aren't stuck on hoarding what they have is because they've been afforded the opportunity to have it in abundance. So for them, if they give you a couple dollars and you don't give it back, it doesn't matter to them. For us, we have to hold on to what we have. Like it's history.
Listen, but I'm that person though. I've always been that person. I've given
that's you. What I'm saying is there is history to that. Again, that's why this documentary is so amazing. You see these people just take these chances, and I'm like, damn, you talk about privilege. It's why having resources in our system that we live in. And first of all, it's why our system is effed up, because when you look at, we talk about this book every damn week, Core, but to me, it's one of the top 5 books ever written. Cast by Isabel Wilkerson. But when you look at how the system,
all you people are taking notes. I'm taking
Bar. By the way, Bar, I saw you taking the Bar. We done give you like 4 or 5 books now, but that's one of the best books ever written. When you read it and really, and I read the book multiple times.
You digest it and read it,
and start to understand what she's saying.
That book is nuts.
But here's the thing about Cass, right? So it's one of the problems with the system. But in this system, right, you have to have resources. When you have resources, you're able to take chances and have opportunities that other people just don't have. When you see these tech guys creating these companies, right? They come from upper middle class, middle class families, and they have the ability to dream about things that we don't have to think about. Our money, we're still. You know how many people I know that make money and have to help their parents pay their bills?
Well, that's part of the things I tell people.
Corey just raised his hand, right?
Right, but listen, here's the thing I tell people. It's because I'm Jamaican, we have a different mindset on that. Like, our culture is everybody works, right? My mom has been working, and she could retire, 10 years ago. She's still working, right? Her house is paid off. She's helping everybody around her in her little system, in her little world. She sends barrels back to Jamaica. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Her whole thing is, when you finish with your clothes, we're going to put it in this barrel. We're going to send it to Jamaica. Your ass is fat. You're big. You can't fit these clothes. We put it back, right? Because that's how I've been raised. We give back to pull up. So then they take the clothes and they sell it in Jamaica. They'll take my polo, my Nike, whatever. They sell it and they hustle, right? You tell an African-American child and say, look, here's this old Nike shirt that still got the color, but it's an old faded shirt. And guess what that child would say? I'm not wearing that.
But again, right? You're talking about culture.
So you're talking about a different history, right? So you that African-American child wasn't raised in West Indian culture, or raised in Jamaica, or raised in Trinidad, or any of the island cultures that we had. They were raised here. And in America, that makes you a target. See, it's different here. You can't.
That's retarded that listen. And you know how I know about being a target? Because guess what I had to do going to this Catholic school in Philadelphia. I got beat up by the people on the block because I dressed funny. I got attacked at school until I decided.
So it makes you a target. So that's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying, how retarded that is. For me to want to go to a better school, I have to fight the people on my block. I got to fight the people across the street to get to a Catholic school and then coming home, go through the same thing. So of course I didn't have to learn to fight. Well, I was laughing. People were like, well, Bar, you don't understand. Motherfucker, I've been in over 100 fights.
Bar, let me ask you a question, right? And this is part of the problem when people start to judge whole groups,
individualize it.
Because here's the thing. Why do you think they attacked you? So when anyone is born, right, they're born a clean slate. They don't have these things with them. When they get to the point where they're willing to attack you because of what
you're poor, they're attacking you because you're poor.
So think about that. Think about what's happened to them in their life.
We never. How crazy that is.
Yes,
we never
have
because they're poor.
Hold on, wait. Get
to the root of what the issue is.
About this. He said, "I was poor like you." And when I went to go to school, y'all made fun of me because I went to school. We attack our own people for going to school. I was attacked because I was going to school
because of trauma. Think about that trauma. I'm upset because
I'm poor and you're poorer than me.
So think about it. Like it's really a sickness. But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is get to the root of the problem. It's easy to judge people because they make these decisions, but what is really causing them to be in that mind frame of making that decision, right?
Yeah, like what causes you so I grew up lower middle class in a super destitute poor neighborhood, right? So because everybody in my family graduated from college, my uncle used to run pet stores, my mom worked at a bank, my aunt was a teacher, my grandmama was a seamstress.
So you was rich. What the hell are you talking about?
In a black neighborhood, I was rich as hell. Yeah, in that neighborhood, I was rich.
Working class.
Listen, in that neighborhood, I was dumb rich, and I ain't even talk about my uncles and my cousins that was out there.
You didn't have it. The what's the name? The bologna and the John, or the
listen to
butter on crackers, the jelly on crackers. I had the jelly.
But see, I mean, listen.
Like I ain't had that. I didn't have a choice. I had the water. Hey, wait. When you had to put the water in the cereal with the condensed milk, and you had to stir it around. See,
I don't know what being hungry feels like. I'm gonna just keep it a sour. I'm gonna keep it a sour. My grandmother was the person on the block that fed other people, so I don't know what being hungry. Like I never experienced hunger as a kid. I only experienced hunger when I got to be an adult, and I brought that upon myself. But I never experienced. There's a lot of things I experienced. There's a lot of trauma as a kid. Hunger was never one of those traumas.
Listen, and one side of my family had money. The side in Jamaica, which was the funny part, because we was the prime minister's son. We had shitload of money in Jamaica. Here, I was broke as a joke. Like, you know what I mean? But my mom said, you want to get out the situation? Go get a goddamn job. So at 14 years old, I was catching the bus, rain, sleet, snow, 4 feet of snow, 5 feet of snow, because that was me saying, I got to get out this situation. But I realized that everyone's going to have a different experience, right? And
absolutely.
But what I wanted to talk about, what I was telling the story is, I had to fight every single day because I wasn't destitute poor.
Oh yeah, because I just for fighting. I was poor. Because listen, my mom.
The one rule in my house was, I go to work every day. Your job is to go to school. My job as a kid was to go to school, right? Because my mother worked every day. Like I said, my dad was a regional manager for Marathon Oil, so he would go around like the gas stations, right? So my pop had a couple dollars, so I wasn't. I wasn't poor. I wasn't broke. Everybody else around us was broke. Like you remember how they used to talk about welfare queens? There was a lady when I was a kid. I left the block that I lived on when I was 19 years old. I never seen her move off her steps. She had so much money, but I never saw her move off the steps. She had 11 kids. They were paying her so much in welfare that she never moved off her steps. But that's neither here or there. What I'm saying is I had to fight every day. I literally got in fights every day because I wasn't the poorest person in a super poor neighborhood. I used to get in fights every day. Like my elementary school was 3 blocks from my house. There was a summer where I fought at least 2 times a day. You talking about a 60-day span in the summertime? I had 120 fights in a summer. You're talking about 120 fights in a lifetime. I had 120 fights in a summer.
No, Corey, I stopped recording it because I talked.
Hold on, I ain't trying to have y'all sit up here comparing.
What I'm saying is, imagine opening your mouth. Think about the trauma Think about the trauma of poor people attacking poor people because they're not as poor as them. My family didn't have much more than those families had. It's just that we all bought houses on the same block and we lived together.
Right.
And we didn't have much more than they did. It's that we just put everything together. I didn't know I was poor until I got around actual rich people that could afford stuff that I couldn't afford. Listen, we went to a high school where there were some affluent people at that high school. I did not know I was poor. I didn't know I was broke until I got around actual rich people.
Right? Until I got around Africans.
Get back on track.
African I met at a car. When I went to high school,
get back on track because the point that we're making is like when you talk about these,
it's trauma involved in it.
It's absolute trauma involved in it. The fact that people want to actually attack you because you're doing something, what they deem to be different because they're not doing it. That's trauma. What makes someone want to react that way? But let me get back to this. Let's get back to this for a second. Yeah. So there's money in the hood if you collect from multiple people over time, but depends upon what you consider money, right? But I'm not going to that.
We already hashed that through.
Black buying power is capped. That's what I was saying, GC. So the myth and propaganda. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was talking about, K Diggy. Yep. I think the second edition just dropped recently. So
he go everywhere though. That Jared Ball dude, he is everywhere.
Yeah, me and Corey spoke on a panel with him last summer,
and he be giving people the absolute.
He was on there clapping at folks. We do have it, but people just be throwing out $1 trillion plus and black buying power is very misleading, and that's what they do. They can throw that $1 trillion number out there, right? I mean, Forbes talked about that's how a lot of this stuff be capped. Did you see the paperwork come out about Diddy and his whole lawsuit? With the Diageo brand, when the bull put $1,000 on it to try to get 50% ownership. But when you read the Forbes magazine, they called him 50% owner. But it's just like so many things are just misleading.
But that's also with reading the paperwork.
I'm just saying. So
getting our paperwork to order. Like it don't matter who you are in this world. If you one of the things about 50 Cent that he said a long time ago, he said, well, I told the guy to take a point. He wanted $50,000 right then and there. He said, take 1.5 points of my Richard Die Trying, and
he was talking about the brother that owned the studio he's working out of.
He tried to give him a point, and he took 50 racks up front when he would have made 10 million.
But guess what though, right? That goes to education though. He didn't know what a point was. He didn't know what that point was worth.
Like that's the point.
If you tell him take 10 million or take 50,000, he's going to take 10 million. When you say take a point, he doesn't understand what that means.
But that's that cause and effect because he didn't know. He looked at it like this. I don't know if you're going to be successful or not. So I'm not.
I mean, also, that's another part of it, right? So black buying power is a myth because most of that buying power is spent on basic necessities. So we get into this conversation about back. In Detroit, 700 liquor stores, only one black owned. Multiply that by triple the gas stations, only 2 black owned, right? So talking about ownership.
21
Absolutely. Brianna, what's good?
So
we get into these comments. Let's get to these comments. I got some announcements and things we want to do before we get out of here. Is that part of the Men Who Built America series? It's a separate. It looks like it's made by the same people, Daniel, but it's a separate whole show. But it's definitely something to check out. Intentionally create racist legislation. Oh, GC is in this bag tonight, right? He said 423K is not enough. I respect that. It needs to be cash and access to capital through loans.
Along with that 420.
Yeah, all right, GC. GC talking that talk tonight.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it goes
and
back.
It doesn't matter if it goes back because it's going to go back to us.
Damn, that's how you know Don getting that money, man. Don getting that money, man. Don said,
I'm going to tell you like this. Don said, I ain't going to lie. You might see me riding the back of a chimpanzee in Indonesia if you give me a $400,000 check right now.
Don said he's going to take his $400K and get all $40 dates with it.
I'm gonna go ride a.
You going to Thailand? You going to Thailand?
I ain't blowing money.
I'm gonna go get on the back of a orangutan and get walked around.
Also, here's the thing: we don't understand that if we go to other countries, the buying power of the United States dollar. Like one of the passport bros was talking about this. He's like in Thailand
for one of the passport bros, but no,
for $200 a month, you live like a king.
No, so one of our brothers shot the link. He talks about practicing geo arbitrage, where he looks for places that he can stay for periods of a time, where he just like he'll get a
cheapest place he can stay for the
tech job in the States and go stay somewhere where his money, like one time we was talking to him, he was living on the beach. Where was he at, Core? Costa Rica or something?
Yeah, he lived in Costa Rica for a minute.
He was living on the beach, paying like $600-700 a month.
Whole business is online. He could live anywhere.
And that's one of the things I tell people about education, because a lot of times what we do is we say, well, this has always been that way. You don't have to. I tell people, I've met people who've never been. The only place they've been to was Atlantic City, and I'm like, you do know, like when I was having the heart surgery, right? The nurse came in and she said, this had me fucked up. She was 57 or 59 years old, and she said she's saving up to go to Jamaica. I said, man, what are you talking about? I said, Jamaica's about $600 for the ticket. If it's, or you can get it,
bro, you gotta get out your body, man. Listen, man, there's some people that haven't been outside of West Philly,
bubble, bro. $600 is a hardship for a lot of people, bro.
There are people that
have a nurse. What are we talking about here?
Yo, Jabbar, people got cost of living things? Like, listen, let's say you and Jim make all the same amount of money. I got 4 kids, bro.
That's when you start selling them.
I got 0.
You don't have to keep 4 kids. All right, people tell me that shit all the time. I'm like, look, hold up. You don't have to have 4 kids.
People see a lot of what people need, but they don't see what they got to do to make it or what they got to spend on the back end.
All right, hold up.
You can't tell what that lady do with her money.
Listen, if you're about to die, right? I'm the one having a heart.
All right, so Bar, I muted you, Bar, because you're going off. Listen, Jamil says, Bar, they're currently on a witch hunt for tax avoiders in PR. I didn't hear that news. But I know that a lot of people in PR were moving there for tax purposes.
Oh, okay.
I trust Jamil, though. Jamil is a YouTube investigator. He said I play too much. I'm just keeping it honest. I got to be honest.
It's $40 shorties all over the world.
You know how many angles,
I always tell people.
Yo, they are the biggest. So that's what he's talking about. When you talked about what we did with PPP, we didn't do that with PPP. Man. Go look what they did with PPP. As a matter of fact, you don't have to go any further. Just look at your Congress. Look at
they got millions.
Yeah. So
congressmen got millions. They said we know the play, and they ran the play. You know what black people did?
But that's my point. But that's
BMWs, Mercedes Benz.
Hold on. Because this is my point, though. The point is the same way that we've been made the face of welfare, we're the face of PPP.
We're not the numbers. We ain't even nowhere near the top.
We're not the ones who abuse it. And that's the problem. The problem is, and a lot of it is us blaming our own people, because we're falling for all these things that we've been told. Yeah, we fall for capo. We're harder on ourselves than we are on anything else.
I'm not saying. Listen, here's what I'm saying.
In the words of Corey, people going people. Lemon Pepper Lou, man. Lemon Pepper Lou is a legend.
That's my guy.
Listen, people have to stop saying. Well, when that was coming out, right? There were people saying, "Oh, we don't have access to capital." They gave us access to capital. The first thing me and my man said to each other was a setup. We said they're gonna lock everybody up. I told everybody, y'all gonna get locked up when y'all don't pay back that loan. They're like, Bar, that's crazy. No, they not. I said they told you on a piece of paper what you could spend the money on. You didn't spend it on this, and this. I didn't take any of the money. They offered it to me. My man got offered. We both didn't take the money. I said it's a setup because they're giving you away free money. Now, when you got the money, you could literally have said, you know what, I'm gonna buy a brand new F-150 truck for my business, whatever business it was. That wasn't good enough. We have to educate our kids, educate our people. I'm pro-black everything. My whole thing is I never let the fact that I got to see a psychiatrist for fighting, that I went to Catholic school because the way I talk stopped me. Now I talk very proper. Why? Because when I worked around Jewish people, they corrected me every day. They made sure.
But hold on though. All right. So even that statement is problematic. They corrected you. What does that even mean? Right?
I listen because they wanted. If I wanted to work there, I had to change the way I talk.
You got a book for you, Bar. You need to read your Rugu, right? Because everything you're talking about is
Rugu.
Because everything you're talking about is coming from a European-centric standpoint. Like the whole idea of them correcting you. What do you mean by that? Correcting you how? Listen. Right? So, but we can get to that conversation different because the fact of the matter is with GC, and GC, you on fire tonight, bro. Like, if we had an award for player of the year, GC in his back right now.
Comment score 60 right now.
GC got 81 right now. He like Kobe against the Raptors. He said, if you look at the society, you don't see a majority of white folks do the work, and that's the thing. Most of them aren't either.
They don't have to.
Well. Again, we live in.
They don't have to. They listen. If you ask a white person, I have so many white people ask me questions. Bar, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. They don't experience what we experience, so they don't even understand they're in the matrix.
But when you talk about certain things in society, they're never made the face of it, right? I see people all the time talk about like these reality shows is bad for our community, and they doing this, that, and the third. I'm like, y'all seen Honey Boo Boo?
Yeah, y'all must never watch. Y'all never watch HBO Max.
I'm like,
or none of these other reality joints. Like they be out here doing the absolute most.
We are so hard.
Have you ever watched Vice? Life out here doing the crazy.
Look at the data and look at the numbers. So Tweet Talk, this is a great book. Somebody else. The funny thing is, I own this book and I haven't got to it yet because the Black Tax. I haven't read that one. I have the book, but it's funny you mentioned that because someone else, I don't know who. I think it might have been Erica. Shout out to Erica. I think she told me to read that right away. But it's The Black Tax: The Cost of Being Black in America by Sean D. Rochester. We puts a dollar amount on slavery, Jim Crow, and us not being able to file patents. That one. See, now I got to add that to this. I think that's my next one because you know. That part right there.
Like that happened to the guy, but it still happens now. That happened to the guy who did what's the thing on Netflix? He got the 80 grand.
You see, Sheen just got caught up stealing everybody's ideas. They facing a RICO charge right now. The company Sheen that's out of close. I don't know how true it is. I happened to see it on my timeline before I jumped on.
That's
so
funny.
I didn't do any research.
If it's true, it's funny.
I didn't do any research, so don't hold me to that. I did see it on my timeline. I was like, Sheen.
Y'all all dead wrong.
Y'all dead wrong. Yeah, we're keeping it honest though. But that may not be the whole story. A lot of these immigrants be lying, man. Like, yeah, in the words of my brother Corey, I always go back to it. People are going to people. That's like businesses that pick up trash at your apartment door and take it to the dumpster in the front. Real sex, yeah. That's the HBO joint you was talking about, Corey.
Yeah, man.
Look at GC going for Wilt numbers now. He said the issue is trying to always apply individualized solutions to an issue that was intentionally created to sabotage a certain ethnic group of people using systems.
Oh, wait, time out.
Yes.
You can ask anybody in the United States of America who meet me. Whatever I know, my people know. I'm the most pro-black educated person you will ever meet. If I don't know it, I will bring you somebody who do, and there's no charge for it.
Hey, listen, so, we not.
Let's just make sure y'all understand that I'm the person who went to UPS and hired 15, 16 supervisors because I was the only black one there.
No, but see, but again, we're not questioning that, right? What we're talking
questioning you specifically.
We're talking about the mindset of always like blaming us as opposed to looking at the systems that put us in these positions, right? And again,
it's like somebody treating the flu. What's the root cause of the flu? You ain't clean your hands. You ain't wash your hands. You kind of dirty. Right. Like to catch the flu, you gotta catch it from somebody. You gotta be close enough to catch it, right? So what's the root cause of the flu? The root cause of the flu is not the flu. When you go to the doctor, you're getting treated for a symptom.
And Bar, by the way, you're not alone. I've done saying some of the same things myself, but I always catch myself because I start to think about it. And again, when you start to study systems, you see that it's difficult. No matter how much trauma you've been through, what you've experienced personally. Again, when people are born, they're a clean slate. This world does savage things to people. This world, when you see somebody that's caught 15 bodies, right? It's like, what's the young boy that they just caught up in Philly? The boy was
man, my man had a body count.
He's a straight serial killer.
He literally had like a Manson body count.
Yo, he was like 18 or something. And I'm sitting there thinking, right? And then they start telling his story, and you like, oh,
now I see.
There's never an excuse. There's not an excuse for him. But what I'm saying is, you start to get an understanding. This world is cruel, bro. It can do.
Oh no, I definitely listen. And for all y'all who want to be black, make sure y'all go to Africa and go in the hood in Africa because I did that for 2 weeks.
The pet rock is an example.
I always tell people like
I've seen, not the horse. Great product, bad execution, bad business. Mediocre product, great execution, great business. There you go.
Thomas is jumping out here tonight.
Yeah. Let me catch him. I'm about to mute Bar so I can get through these comments, man.
Oh my gosh! I just told everybody go to Africa and tell me about it. Tell me Africa and eat. Listen, and live on trash. Live on a trash. What?
Puppy cosplay. It makes $20K to $50K a month on OnlyFans.
What the hell is puppy cosplay?
Yo, they dress as a puppy. Like they put on a puppy cosplay, like literal puppy cosplay.
Oh, this got me stuck right now, man. All right, man.
Wait,
this ain't worse than farts in a jar, bro.
So I paid 6 figures in student loans, and somebody out here getting this kind of bread doing puppy cosplay. Come on, man. What are we doing? What we doing here, man?
Listen, man. People want what they want.
All right, here we go. I was waiting for this answer. Second chance bank accounts are offered to some people who have had bad bank scores. Can't get a. They have restrictions and higher. That's what I was trying to figure. So they do have higher fees. That's what I wanted to know. Starting over account.
But I really appreciate it. I got to
absolutely, bro. Yeah, you gotta go. It's all good, bro. We appreciate you.
We love you, man.
Yeah, listen, man. Anytime, you know what I mean. Y'all want, you know what I mean. Let's do a pop up. You know what I mean. Let's pick a space, do a pop up.
All right, let's do that. Let's pick a pop up, and we're gonna do a cash mob again somewhere in the city, man. So for those who are watching in Philly, we're gonna do a cash mob.
We can do it before I move to Houston.
Look, this guy's getting out the hood. See, this is how rich he is. He getting out the hood to go to Houston.
Houston is another black city, bro. I'm not
moving. He gonna change up the Eagles hat. He gonna have a Cowboys hat on. He gonna be like this. Well, you know,
you would catch me laying in the street before you would catch me homeless before you catch me with a Cowboys cap on, boy.
Yo, we gonna see, man. Don't switch over, man.
All right, bro. I'm gonna holler at you a little bit, Bar.
Later, call me later. All right, guys, appreciate you.
No doubt, bro. So we're gonna get through these comments and we can do our giveaway. But real quick though, it said it's starting to move this out of here. All right, so let's see. You don't have any overdraft. All right, so that's the thing about it is it is higher fees. Thank you, Cookie, because I wasn't familiar.
Yeah, we was lost.
Rent a Center is a killer. Rent a Center, yeah, them in Aaron's.
They run the play.
In America went through. GC been in the books, man. GC, you on fire tonight, bro. I gotta give you credit, bro.
He did his thing.
Yeah, I gotta give you credit, bro. GC is in his bag right now. So shout out to GC, man. These dudes aren't just geniuses. They were fortunate enough to grow up around people who were able to invest in them. That's the other thing too, man. We try to apply. First of all, you can't even apply genius to money. I hate when people do that. I
know a lot of stupid rich people.
Dog, in the real estate game, I would say a majority of the people I know who are millionaire status in real estate are dumber than a box of rocks. Because, but also the funny thing about it is that's what makes real estate so attractive to people.
It is because you don't gotta be that smart. You just gotta be smart enough to do the paperwork to get, You
ain't gotta be smart at all. West Indian culture is in fact different. I will give West Indians that. Shout out to West Indians. Yo, GC is in his bag, yo.
Yeah.
You can't because I know folks wearing rundown clothes. I used to buy people clothes when I was so again, nothing to do with being Jamaican. But West Indian culture is a little. He said you got to Bar admitted though. Bar did say he actually is in therapy.
He is.
There you go.
There go the book right there.
Top 5 book.
Screenshot that.
Yeah, that's one of my top 5 books. And I've me and Cora when we did a podcast with the actual book joint at the library. But my top 5 books changes often. Someone asked me right now, I'll probably say Powernomics, Cass, Animal Farm. What else? Coldest Winter Ever. Yes, definitely Coldest Winter Ever is in my top 5. And I got to think about that 5th book. Because I just read a book that I liked a lot, and but I don't want to have any recency
Bitcoin bias. Standard?
You can throw the Bitcoin standard. There you go. Put the Bitcoin standard. That's my 5 right now. You ask me tomorrow, I'm going to have a different 5. Just because, don't go along with you. It's blacks in Jamaica that kill the Jamaicans. This is absolutely fact. It gets busy.
Proximity is the thing that gets people killed more than anything else is proximity to other people.
So is there a point we do something different because what we're doing is not working, right? So I mean, that's a nuanced conversation, right?
And I like that question
because
that's a solutions-based question. What can we do different?
What can we do different? Because in certain pockets. I know folks that live in certain pockets, and again, you talk about the bourgeoisie, they're doing very well.
Yeah, they don't care about nothing that's going on.
So either we learn to operate in a system or we just overhaul this whole system. But Corey talks about the bloodshed that would have to happen. Tanelia is 320. We appreciate you, Tanelia. Tanelia, I don't know if you got out of here or not, but we'll have to make an announcement in about 10 minutes. But Shy Money XL, that was definitely Shy Money XL. No, he knew what point was worth. He didn't believe it, or he didn't believe
think he was going to move units.
Yeah, he didn't believe.
Give my money.
We tend to compare rich white people versus poor black people. Yes, I'm realizing the average white dude walking around doesn't have any more financial intelligence. Rich, that is an excellent point that a lot of people never come to grips with. Like, we definitely do this. I've seen this. But again, why do we believe these things? Right? The data is there.
Because people don't know how to look for data. That we got to do a class on that. Like literally how to look for data.
Aaron just mentioned your guy, Cora.
Nearly Fuller Jr.
says
replace what you broke.
That's reparations. Repair and replace all of it. So my Nearly Fuller thing, what's the saying we says if you don't understand white supremacy, like everything else will be confusing to you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nearly Fuller Jr. is he that work, yo.
Yeah, shout out to the elder. Jamaica is crazy on American dollars. Every immigrant group comes to the black community to build their fortunes. They do not buy from us. We buy consistently from them, even when they mistreat and disrespect us. And we got to get beyond that. We definitely got to stop spending our money, but they don't respect us. The crazy part, one thing I never understood, people really be out here fighting to spend money with folks that don't want their money. Like I always like, I get it when I'm online, right? I'm on TikTok or IG or somewhere, and they're showing these videos of they won't let me in because I'm wearing sneaks, and they be fighting
their business.
No, but that's not even my point. My point is, so they want to point out the fact that this thing is this establishment is racist, which is cool, right? Put them out there, but you're still fighting to spend money with people that don't want you, that don't want your money. That's weird to me.
Money who don't want your money.
Yeah. Hold on. We must comment. Sell them damn kids, yo.
No, bro. No, I actually like my children, so that's gonna be.
Here we go. Kate Diggy with the books. Principles of Economics, Book 4, The Agents of Production by Alfred Marshall. That's right, Agents of Production. Them Anglos I saw got arrested for PPP fraud. They also bought luxury cars, and they got millions individually. They was running the bag up. My dealership parent company got 93 million, and was shamed to return all but 14 million. They kept that 14 though. Yeah, they kept that 14 though.
Yeah,
the higher rate of Western Europeans on public assistance in government programs is again the data. All you gotta do is look at the data. Yeah, and see, this is my point I was making earlier. I'm catching up on comments. Who's you to tell you what proper talking? That's all I was saying, man. The majority of people don't even have $400 saved. I read that data, that report that came out about that too. Them $600 plane tickets you make is out of the question. And again, this is what happens when you're in these bubbles. All right, I'm catching up, core. We in a relationship. People, Anglos deal with the object. Yeah, here we go. Yurugu. That's what we talking about. That has to be read.
Yo, that is I think every black person should read that book. Literally, just because it tells you that why. Let me get my copy.
So that's the entire narrative.
African centered. I keep this book on hand, so I never get out of pocket.
All right, cool. You might be reaching in front of me, man. I got some books on hand too, bro. I got some books on hand too, man. You ain't gonna book.
So I don't get out of pocket. This book is like a baby Bible. Like, don't get yourself out of pocket, man.
You ain't gonna shame me, bro. I got a couple books on hand.
You just showed like 3 books, Jim.
I know, but I want to show some more now. All right, A History of Central Bank.
I just finished reading that 2 days
ago. I actually talked about this in our most recent pod. It's another great book, by the way. In the Enslavement of Mankind. Yeah, this book right here is crazy.
That's another book.
This in the pod all the time. Brother Bill. By
I got that book too. I ain't gonna pull my stash out. You
no, I got a couple in front of me, man. You shame me by pulling books out. So I got this right here. And this
I got that book too, The Creature from Jekyll Island. So those 2 books go to hand. The History of Central Banking book and the Creature from Jekyll Island. Those 2 books go hand in hand.
Yeah, these 2 right here. But this one right here, though, when you read this narrative, insane. And the last one is about real estate. It's a fundamentals of massive. Anyway, man, so I just want to pull some books out because Corey was pooping on me. All right, but let's get back to these comments. Let's get back to these comments though. But GC, you're right. That is the entire narrative. We just do everything wrong, man. They just blame us. Like that goes back to that cash system. We're at the bottom of that cash system. Yeah. Why save money to pay cash for tickets? Use your points and your credit cards. Black people can do nothing right and whites can do nothing wrong. Even if it's right in their face. Listen, man, that sound like Twitter.
Right.
Great book. All right, I'm almost done, Corey. I'm almost caught up, bro. I'm almost caught up. I met Sean Rochester in person a few years back. Very smart. Also, Barbadian.
Nice.
Also, for a second, I thought he said barbarian.
I thought he said barbarian.
It reminded me of something Umar just said about that barbarian coup. Never mind. All right. We're not questioning your contributions. All right, he's talking about back to what he said there.
Homestead. No, he's talking about what Bar was saying.
Yeah. So he's not giving them the actual details. Homestead Act, GI Bill, the New Deal, can't testify against whites, was enslaved, racist voting laws, racist law. Yo, I'm gonna sit there for a second because I think I'm gonna come back to this comment. I think I'm gonna make more content from this one comment. GC, you're the MVP.
These are things that are on the books.
Yeah, you are the MVP this evening. You scored 81 points. You got a triple-double with 81 points.
He might have win Will.
Yeah. You might have hit a bean because this right here, and to Corey's point, these are things that are on the books that we can. So this doesn't.
Man, I can dig you deeper into that. We could talk about we could talk COINTELPRO. We could these are all of this stuff on the books, man.
The biggest thing to me, the biggest contributor of most of our societal stuff, and this is just my opinion, is redlining.
Yeah, and so you got to talk about. Then you got to talk about Burroughs Saturn, and you got to talk about family properties. And then you got to talk
another
about
good book.
the
That's another good book
Color
right
of
here.
Law.
Another good book, Color of Law and Family Properties by Burl Satter. 2 more books. We didn't give it like 10 books tonight. So
yeah,
enough books for tonight. I'm about to run.
You have a book list that
run the play culture is killing us. My first thought when they was dressing up like a real puppy superhero. Rent Center let you do cell phones now, yo?
Anything, man.
Come on, cuz. Yo, how many of y'all got iPhones from Rent Center, yo? Tell us the truth. Yo, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that.
Yo, they got everything, bro.
Yo, I didn't even know that, yo. In some rooms, classism is a bigger problem than racism.
Oh, see, that's why you got to read. Classism is big. Classism is the cause of racism. Classism is the cause of racism.
I got that book over on the bookshelf too. Rest in Power.
To the doctor.
Yeah, Francis Cresswell Walton. When I first read that book, it effed me up. I remember as a young kid, and I remember like, wow. But it also helped me understand the world.
Yeah, because she go in.
Because it made sense to me. It's like, oh, I see why they act this way. Show the book. Oh yeah, the books is our thing.
Yeah, Marvel's was some other type time, man.
Listen, man, that's my brother, man. We me and him have arguments all the time.
Again, his upbringing is different though, because again, he's from another country. Like that stuff go over with them. Like,
he said, y'all got books. I got the PPP movie on Tubi and the Donald Goines and Quan Mills library. So shout to Quan Mills, man. Which one of y'all, when the writer's strike is over, man, who gonna bring Quan Mills to the big screen, man? We're gonna make that a next week's show. We're gonna say, what Quan Mills book do y'all want to see on the big screen?
Word on the street that Quan Mills is a white boy.
No, man, he's not white, man. He's a light-skinned dude. But hold on though. I actually watched a Tubi movie this past week that was excellent. And the only reason I watched it is because one of my favorite authors wrote the story that they made, and that's Jaquavis from Ashley and Jaquavis. And it's called Everything is Both. It's on Tubi. It was pretty good though. I mean, obviously, it's a Tubi budget, but the writing,
watch it. Like,
the writing was good.
Person on earth who's never watched the Tubi movie. I gotta get on Tubi.
Yo, for me, it's comedy, but that's either here or there.
I can't find enough hours in the day to watch Tubi.
Y'all need to post a book list in By the Hood.
We have one.
So if you go to By the Hood on Twitter or Instagram and you click the link in our bio, we actually have a running book list. We need to update it and add some things to it, but we do have a running book list of a lot of these. But this one right here, though, so we Corey, we need to do like a book of the week every Friday.
Yeah.
So this week we're gonna make your Rugu the book that everybody got to get down with, because even myself, I have to reread that, like, because that's one of those books, to your point, Cord, that you don't just read one time.
You gotta inform you. You gotta get perspective and then come back and read it again.
Yeah, that's one of those.
You gotta get perspective and experience and then come back and get it again.
Yeah, that's one of those. That's one of those. Mark, what's good, Mark? Shout out to my brother. Mark's one of my connects on Ratchet Instagram. Shout out to Mark. Don't think you get to throw an affirmative action, a whole different one, which benefited white men that made their wives.
Nobody benefited more from affirmative action than white women.
Yeah, man. Change for black people is hard because hope is easier and readily available.
Damn. That's
Woo!
Hopium. Stay off that hopium.
Yeah, man. No doubt. Yoruba was on my list. All right, so we have finally caught up. Shout out, we got a bunch of folks watching now. We appreciate
y'all.
We love y'all. Now we got to talk about a couple things, right? Because we're going to do our giveaway. But shout out to everybody who's watching, who is a member of the MDC. Pass was trying to get me not to let the cat out of the bag tonight, but I told him I got to do it tonight, right? So we have revamped our entire MDC strategy. As a matter of fact, let me put this at the bottom. For those who don't know what our MDC group is, our MDC group is the group where we spend our time pretty much all day, every day. We have a group of investors, traders, business owners, and we share information, we build, we talk about every trade that we make in the market. And for those, shout out to those who saw me clap the market today. You know what I mean, Pass. I told y'all I was going to show y'all that play when it cashed out and it printed. We out here printing money. Now, with all that being said, we have done a full uphaul of MDC strategy in terms of where we're doing all of our conversations on a daily basis. For those that are already in the group, shout out to y'all. We are changing the MDC, right? So right now, MDC was priced, it was like $99, something like that, right? So it's a monthly membership. We're actually dropping it, and not just for new members.
We're dropping the price by more than 2/3.
So for all those that are already members, your next payment will be $30. Literally. For those that want to join,
$1 a day.
We literally are charging now. For now, we said let's come up with let's charge people $1 a day. And the reason we're doing that is because we feel like the information in there, first of all, you're going to make that back just with the tricks that we show with in Bitcoin. For those that follow along what I do in Bitcoin, I make anywhere between $250 to $300 a month in Bitcoin for stuff that I do anyway. And I share that in the MDC. So the MDC is now $1 a day starting tonight. Pass, do not kill me, because we were supposed to make this on our Monday class, but I was like, no, me and Core do Friday. And tonight, when we do our spin of the wheel, we're still going to give away $25 in Bitcoin, but we're going to give away a month free. So if you're already a member, you get a month free. But if you're not a member, you could join us and see what's behind the wall. We have over 200 classes. And those classes range from everything from Bitcoin to precious metals to intro to the stock market if you have no experience, to options trading, to options tips and tricks, to business credit. We have shout out to
Brianna,
who's watching now. Brianna, right here. Brianna teaches a class. She teaches 2 classes in the MDC. She teaches about 1, but she also has a class on mystery shopping. Shows people how to get money in mystery shopping. So
she's updating.
Yeah, so shout out to anybody who wants to join us, anybody who's already there, $1 a day. If you can't make the $1 a day back, then you can leave at any time. That's the way we carrying it is, because we don't really, it's not really about the money for us. We want to make sure we get more folks involved with us.
Yeah, we thought $3 a day was,
yeah, man,
kind of easy. No, we said, listen, $1 a day.
Because the fact is, most people that was paying the bean, they was making that on one trade and then paying a year. But now at this point, you get a whole year for what, $360? Something like that. So mdcstrategy.com is the website. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I'm gonna leave it there for the rest of the show. We're going to give away a month tonight. So that is the big announcement. It's coming for those that are in the NDC that aren't watching this. You'll hear it on Monday if you're watching the replay, because we're going to talk about it and we're going to show the back office. Our new back office is crazy. For those that have been in our new platform, we moved off of Discord. We got it. It's way better now.
We're moving off Discord, off Facebook. We're moving off all those platforms. We're going into our own platform.
Yep. Yeah. So it's going to be dope. So
we're reducing the price by 2/3.
So and by the way, this is not just me and Corey. So Buy the Hood, right? We had our own Buy the Hood University, but we decided to partner because our whole thing is about working with people that look like us. So we have Tone, who's a professional trader who trades from the beach every day. And also, by the way, Tone has a lot of classes in there where he trades live. You can actually watch him trade live. So Tone is back there. We got Spoon, who's been trading for 20 plus years. Passa, who's in the comments, I can't thank Passa enough, because from the back end, he said all the back end.
The whole back end.
Yeah. So, and by the way, Passa is also one of the best traders in the world. So you get that too. It's just a whole hell of a lot for those that are in
our brother Jay Johnson.
Listen, Jay, I call Jay my mentor in trading, because Jay,
he my man showed me how to trade options. I'm just gonna keep it a thou.
I'm gonna tell you what Jay did for me. So it wasn't that I didn't trade options before Jay. Jay basically got my life right, because I was all over the place. Jay said, "Why are you trading 50-11 companies? Follow these couple companies." Jay got my life. I can't say enough about what Jay has done for me in terms of my investing and trading. You know what I'm saying? So that's our brother. So he's back there too. For those who don't know who Jay Johnson is, he also runs the Huddle. But guess what? The whole idea of the Huddle, you get that for free too. That's also part of NBC. So with the Huddle is Jay has his own group called the Huddle, where they actually trade all day long with each other. That's all coming behind the MDC complete. So if you're in MDC, you get all that. Anyway, let's get back to these comments, because we're going to start to do our giveaway, man. But just wanted to make sure to make that announcement here tonight while we got a bunch of folks on. Tubi was built off Detroit movies, and I still ain't watched not a nair one. Pass putting it out there. That's right. mdcstrategy.com. Miss Cheryl, we love you back.
We love you back.
Listen, we want to give Miss Cheryl a shout out, because Miss Cheryl does a lot of work in the community.
In the Baltimore area.
In the Baltimore area with the youth. And we've partnered with her several times to bring education to her kids. And
we left her with everything that we did. We left the paperwork and everything, but we taught and all of that stuff.
Yeah, man. And we'll work with Miss Cheryl. We definitely work with Miss Cheryl. We love you back. appreciate the work that you put out there because it takes not just us, everybody. So shout out to Miss Shirley. We definitely appreciate you. Life Beyond the Ring. Love your show. I was introduced to you from. Oh man, appreciate that. Shout out to our sister
appreciate
Erica.
You
man.
also.
Erica always shows us love, and help spread the word about it. So, but we appreciate that, man. And make sure to check us out every Friday live. Yeah, Chaz, that's what it is. $1 a day. There's no better value than that. The whole MDC for $1 a day. There's so much money in there, Brianna. That's the thing. Like, we giving this away at this point. And the only reason we doing $1 a day is because we got to pay the back end, like to hold everything up, because we literally have a back office where all those courses sit. And by the way, there's our Bitcoin course. We're going to take it down because we're doing a 2023, a whole new version of it. Yep. I already got the course done. I was just waiting for us to make this announcement to schedule it. So it'll be in the next couple of weeks. We're going to do a whole new course just on Bitcoin storage, whole nine, like whole thing. $1 a day, mdcstrategy.com. That's our new thing right there. $1 a day. I'm reading Haiti, the aftershocks of history. I never read that.
I gotta write that down.
Y'all cap and drop the link. I don't even know y'all had that. Aaron, there it is right there. mdcstrategy.com. Said this is huge. Absolutely is huge news. And share it with y'all folks. Listen, $1 a day, you get access to everything.
There ain't no holding back nothing.
There's a lot of stuff back there. I wish I could put a picture in here because sheesh is getting crazy. Absolutely. Says we can't see it on Facebook. Oh, the link's not scrolling at the bottom for you. All right, so it's mdcstrategy.com. Pass put it up there. mdcstrategy.com. That is the actual link for it. All right, so starting your own thread, I'm with it. Yeah, that's what we doing. That's what we doing right there. It says Pastor is just amazing. Like, what can't you do? Like, yeah, Pastor is definitely a renaissance man. And he got the bars. Said the huddle is saucy.
It is.
Yeah, they be going crazy over there, man. And like I said, man, when you're in the MDC strategy, when you're in the huddle, the little huddle group where they trade all day, there's literally $1 million traders in there. You get to see their accounts. It's like literally traders in there that have $1 million accounts that they've built up from a couple thousand. So we don't call it MDC for nothing. I want people at $100 a week mystery shopping at their leisure, scaling if they want to. So that's the thing. You come and take the mystery shopping course, it's going to pay for your monthly membership. Diamond Dave.
I don't make $200-$300 a month like Jim. I make about $50 a month, but it only costs me $150 for the year.
Oh, by the way, that fold play, all the different fold plays that I use, I actually put that in there too. So, and I share with y'all how I'm pulling it off. Diamond Dave is our brother, man. Let me tell you about Diamond. I say this about Diamond Dave all the time, man. Diamond Dave is one of the greatest thinkers that we have, and I tell him that to his face. The mystery shopping definitely gets you more than $1 a day. Yeah, people don't even understand about that. Just $1 feeds 3 children. Aaron said he just subscribed. All right, Aaron, we'll see you behind the wall, man. And by the way, Aaron, since you subscribed, we have a live class every week, Monday at 7 p.m. Behind the wall, we do a live class where we show exactly what we're looking at in the market for the week. We do breakdowns, but you'll see it back there because now that you're back there, you're part of the family, Aaron. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So explain that news about Ripple XRP if you can. So just briefly, and that's the thing, right? So you see a lot of the XRP army running around saying, hey, we just said that that's not exactly what it said. It talked about the various ways that Ripple was distributed. And one of the ways in which it was distributed, it said that it wasn't distributed as a security, but it still leaves the question about the rest of it, how it's distributed. So shout out to anybody that made money on XRP.
They was basically beefing with the SEC and they didn't get clapped, basically.
Yeah, as of yet, right? Doesn't mean that it's over completely yet. But shout out to anybody that made money on XRP. That's a short way.
Yeah, man. Get that money. We ain't mad at y'all. We just not certain things we gonna miss because we ain't into that.
Pass, I agree with you. Don't let the price fool you. It's worth $500 a month. We're charging $99. Listen, just from the Monday class, we probably could charge $500 a month. And the funny thing is, we actually had met with some folks that are like consultants or whatever.
Why are y'all charging so little?
They got mad at us for charging what we were charging.
Y'all got $1 million worth of stuff back here.
Yeah. There's an actual.
Yeah, we get yelled at a lot. Guess what? We still bringing the price down by 2/3 because we get yelled at.
This is exciting for me because I want to build this up to be like a huge army.
Yeah, right.
One of the things I want to do one year, Doug. I want to like build the MDC up where we got several hundred folks, and I want us to all pick a company, right? And I want us to all just pull up on their shareholders meeting all together.
Just run down on them. Everybody buy $1 of that company.
See a bunch of folks that
show
look
up
like
at the
us.
shareholders meeting.
That's one of my that's on my bucket list, yo. I want to get a couple hundred
Just show up 500 deep at a shareholders meeting.
Yeah, we strategically
500 people
all pull up in black t-shirts at a shareholders meeting together and start talking saucy to the CEO. That's on my bucket list, man. So that's what I want to work for.
I must help you with that because I definitely that feeling.
I just want the visual, yo. I want the visual. Yeah. So let me get the wheel of names up. We're going to give away a free month of the MDC. Remember, it's $1 a day now, yo. So for everybody that's already back there, your next payment it's already passed. Already hit the switch. If you have any questions about us, like get with us in the circle. We can answer any questions you have. Shit, the big Pablo said, walking like Wesley with the Rottweiler. It's the American dream. Yeah, we're gonna walk in like Wesley with the Rottweiler. Yeah, definitely. Or the Martin version. Shout out to Martin, yo. All right, let me let's do this. So we're gonna do the first one. We still gonna give away $25 in Bitcoin just because. And shout out to everybody that won that Bitcoin last week. We gave away a gazillion. We gave a bunch of money away. Damn near $500 last week between everything in Bitcoin. We're going with 25 this week, and we're going to do.
How about this? You win $25 with us. You can get a month free. You can pay for your. You can pay. You win once a month with us. You can pay for your MDC strategy.
Yeah, so I'm about to make this a flyer. Pass the movie with family greater than $30. A dinner date greater than $30. MDC for $30 is priceless. That's right. MDC $1 a day. That's how
we give away more in Bitcoin than it costs the chill with us.
Yo, yeah, we give away more in Bitcoin every week than it costs to be in the MDC all month. Like, and the crazy part is, like, again, it's a community, so it's not just me and Corey, and we're back there. There's news back there. We got aggregated news that comes in about the investments. We got Corey sharing charts about what he's looking at, why he's looking at it, all kinds of stuff. And the thing is, we're working on adding more things.
The value not going down just because
the reason we haven't really let some of those things go. And the thing is, we've got a lot of stuff back there. There's a whole precious metals course back there. The precious metals course. Shout out to Ross Hassan, who gave me a shout out to this week. He was like, man, what he learned from precious metals changed his life. So that course is actually already back there. If you have no experience in precious metals, you can get that course as part of your membership. Just go watch it and get into that game. So it's a lot back there. But with that being said, put a one.
Oh, your one's in the air.
Put a one in the air.
You don't care. Now, if you already an MDC Strategies member, you can still win the 1 month off.
Yeah. This is a coupon for a month.
It's a coupon.
Yeah, coupon for a month. So shout out to everybody, man. And for those, that have already paid for the year, we're gonna work it out with y'all and make sure y'all taken care of too. So, because some folks just pay for the whole year. They be like, yo, just give me a year. You know what I mean? Like that, because fact is, folks have came up off our trades. Like, and again, every Monday is a live class. And we got pop-up classes, and there's other courses, right? So the Bitcoin course, crazy part is I got another course that I've been working on, which is about branding. It's part of like the branding that we teach to our youth, but on a higher level. Anyway,
branding we teach to the youth, that's a class, bro.
Yeah, that class is tomorrow. Shout out to anybody that has their kid in our camp. Week 3 of our camp is tomorrow. Tomorrow we're talking to the kids about marketing, branding, and the stock market. The first week we talked to them about what is money. We talked to them about what was it, Corey? What else we do in the first week? Oh, we talked to them about the rule of 72, the cash flow quadrant. Last week we talked about budgeting. So we go. The camp is fire, yo.
We get busy.
So tomorrow morning is going to be a crazy class. That's a dope class. Shout out to all the youth from the Buy the Hood ownership camp. Now, I'm going to pull this up, Corey, so we can get busy.
Yep. Get that wheel of names up there. And I'm going to start at the top.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me get the And by the way, for those that are here for the first time, because there's a lot of folks watching this, if you're here for the first time, when and if you win, just shoot myself, Corey, or Buy the Hood a message. Last week, a couple of folks that went to like the spam joint on Instagram, they tried to inbox. I got with them and I got everybody paid. But you can also email us, buythehoodllc@gmail.com.
Yep.
And if you send in we want you to send a message tonight. We want to get you paid out tonight, cashed out tonight. So send us a message right away. A lot of y'all have already won something from us before.
Y'all know it. Y'all know it go right down.
I won something last week and didn't send me nothing. I sent y'all the chicken anyway, and y'all was like, specifically Don. I sent Don some bread last week. Don said, "Yo, why you send me that? I ain't win." I was like, "Dog, everybody won last week. What are you talking about?" Anyway, with that being said, let's put some names up here, man. We got Mark. Who else?
Chastity.
Chaz. What else we got?
Tay.
What else we got?
K Diggy. Big Cat Move.
All right.
SB.
SB.
Yep.
And what else we got?
Tim Gray.
Tim Greg.
Tim Gray. Gray.
AY. Okay, AY. Got you. All right. What else we got?
AE Daniel.
AE Daniels. What's goody?
Jamil.
What up, though?
What it is, though? Cookie. Rock Noxious.
Rock. The Rock's in the building.
Gregory.
Greg, what up, bro?
Aaron, our loan officer.
Aaron, what's goody?
Brianna.
Member. You said Brianna. All right.
Samuel. Daniel. Dan the Man.
What else?
Champ.
What else? A Red Cafe voice.
Don.
Oh, V-Don?
Cheating ass V-Don.
Now we're gonna come up with a new name for you, Don. We calling you $40 date Don. That's my bro, yo. Shout out to Don though. Don got one of my favorite groups on Facebook, man. The Afros on
Black Fire group.
Yo, the Afros on Fire group, yo. I love them folks over there, man. Shout out to Don though. What else we got?
Samuel trying to cheat and get in twice.
So, look at Sam trying to cramp your style, Don.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's the last person I see. You got 30 seconds before we start spinning the wheel. We got way more. We got
three times watching this. Some of y'all got chicken. Some of y'all got chicken. That's what it is. Y'all already got.
We got way more people that's watching than that's in this wheel. So I'm gonna give y'all another 30 seconds to get your guns in the air. Get your get your name on the wheel.
Yo, Brianna, I feel like this is actually I think I'm part of that group. I think a lot of people are missing in the grant writing area. It's not as hard as people present it to be.
Yo, we need that in the worst possible way.
So many people have sent me links about our camp and about the grants available to it that I actually
have no experience grant writing.
Yeah, I have to sit down this week and take some time to look at some of those things, because I be
people show our camp a lot of love, but we don't have the experience.
Yeah, we just doing it all on the strength.
Yeah.
All right, so let me read the names that we have and make sure I'm not missing anybody. Mark, Chaz, Tay, K Diggy, Big Patmo, SB, Tim Gray, AE Daniels, Jamil, Cookie Rock, Greg, Aaron, Brianna, Samuel, Daniel, Champ, and Cheating Ass, V-Don. Oh, all right. We
say less.
We right at you.
Say less.
Favorite class tomorrow, but we right at you, Brianna. Say all you gotta do is say less. Shot the Marshall.
Deny what you feel. Let me. All
right, for those that missed, 2 spins. We're going to give away $25 in Bitcoin and a month free to the MDC. The new look MDC group is $1 a day, $30 a month. And if you can't get that back from the MDC, just leave. Say, look, no harm.
Yeah. Just roll out. It ain't that bad.
And we're okay with that because we know that the value there, from multiple standpoints. I didn't even mention Swan. PASS has a newsletter, Swan newsletter, right? That PASS does. And Swan is an acronym for Sleep Well at Night, where he gives you a portfolio that's for long-term investing and breaks down the
for free
every month as part of your membership.
Back tested.
Yes. All right. So it is what it is. But let's get this spinning, man. Good luck to everybody. Listen, we appreciate y'all for hanging with us for a couple of hours tonight. This was a long show, but it was one of our best shows. Great show.
Just say
I don't want to get my name in. All right, that's all you gotta do right now, Miss Cheryl. You in there? I'll put your name in. Miss Cheryl. So we're gonna put Cheryl in. You're in there.
That's how you get your name in. Just say you want to be in.
All right, 20 seconds, and then we're gonna spin. Good luck to everybody. If you do win the MDC too, get with me tonight. I'll give you that coupon code for that free month. And for the person that wins that, it's gonna be life changing, yo. That's all I'm gonna say. Because once you sit through our Monday class, if you've never sat through our Monday class and you see what we do on Monday, it is what it is, man. And by the way, once you sign up the night, you can start classes. There are already pre-recorded classes back there. Precious metals, advanced stock market, intro to the stock, all that stuff's already back there. Our last Monday's class is back there. We already cashed out chicken on that too, though. Anyway, with that being said, good luck to everybody. Let's get our first. This is for the $25. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can use that $25. If you instead of the 25, you want a membership, like let us know. We push it up $5 and get you that too. That goes to AE.
If you want the membership, we'll send you 30.
Also, you know by the way, you gotta let us know you're still here. So AE, let us know you're still here, because the way we operate this, if you're not still here, we will respin. It's for the folks that stay around to the very end. So AE, let us know you're here, because if not, oh, there he is. He there. So AE, shoot me a message, man. At JW the Blueprint on everything, or Buy the Hood LLC at Gmail. No, thank you, man. Thanks for always supporting. Appreciate you. All right, we got one more.
And listen, man, tell a friend to bring a friend, man. We want more people involved, man. So bring them to the Friday show, bring them to the MDC. I mean, like, what we want to do is build a community of people that's like us. You know what I mean? Like, get down how we get down. So,
and by the way, another thing about being a part of this network and this MDC is we support each other. So if you do have a business, we'll support your business. Yeah. Right? Yeah, so that's also a part of it, man. And folks that are back there will tell you, if you have a business, we will cut checks and support you too. Anyway, this spin right here is for the free month to our new look MDC. Good luck to everybody. And if you win this, let us know you're still here. It's first and foremost. And here we go. Good luck. This will go to it's close.
Oh, that joke.
Samuel.
He's part. I think Samuel's already part of the MDC. He just won a free month.
Hey, listen, it is what it is, man. Sam, you got a free month. That's how I got on. Thanks to Jose Sanchez. Shout out to our bro Jose, man. I give Jose a shout out all the time because Jose's there with us every Saturday, holding down with the baby, so Jose gets to see how entertaining the youth are, because they was in their bag last week. Can I trade mine for the membership?
Yeah, we'll give you the extra $5.
Yeah.
You just got to put it in, you know what I mean? We'll send you the Bitcoin.
So AE, here's what I do. I don't even send you. What I'll do is I'll send you cash. AE, shoot me a message with your cash tag. I'll send you $30 in cash, and you just go sign up at MDC Strategy. They're right there. Boom. I'll send you $30 cash. Absolutely. Because our thing is about, we'll sponsor your first month. Rock says, congratulations to the winners, man. We always about giving away, man. So we'll sponsor your first month. Shoot us the
MDC Strategy.
MDC. So MDC actually stands for $1 Million Challenge, right? For some people, it says they're not able to see it at the bottom of the screen, but MDCstrategy.com is the website. That is our membership group. It was once $99 a month. The new look MDC is $1 a day. So it's $1 a day, and man, I just got a notification. Aaron's already in the back office liking the post and whatnot. Shout out to Aaron, man. Aaron took action ASAP. I like that.
ASAPidly.
Yeah, Aaron about to get to this chicken. And Aaron, by the way, I know Aaron is a lender. I don't know what states you lend in, but go to the real estate section and put your info about where you lend and how,
so we can support you, bro.
So Aaron, if you want to put something together to explain how you can help investors or whatever, we could do that behind the wall too, bro. Like, we want to make sure we're building that out. All right, so congratulations to both winners. Mark says congratulations to the winners. Kate Diggy with the hands. It's there now. All right, no doubt. I'll get it to you in the next 5 minutes, and then, make sure you come through like the woo. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in with us for a couple hours tonight. It's one of our longest shows, but it's been well worth it, man. Great conversation with Bar Shot the Bar, and a great ending to the show, man. Last but not least, this week's book is Yorugu. We're going to do a book of the week. I ain't going to say a book club.
You ain't getting through Yorugu in a week either.
No. So it's not about reading it within a week. We just want to make sure that we're putting books out there on a weekly basis that people could take a look at that have impacted our lives in one way or another. And that book has impacted our life. So shout out to Yorugu. Congrats, everybody. Tim Gray says, great work. Tay, appreciate you. So for those that don't know, $1 a day, MDCstrategy.com. For those in the MDC, Live class Monday, 7 p.m. We'll be in the back office talking on the course of this weekend too, but live class Monday, 7 p.m. We'll see you in the back office then. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We love you. We'll be back here next Friday. Also, our live podcast. Well, not our live podcast, but our recorded podcast. Take a listen to our most recent episode. Just dropped this past Wednesday, and it was a fire episode. We talked about the rent being too damn high. Go take a look at that on YouTube as well as any podcast platform. AE, right now the payment's not set up for that, but we're going to send you $30 in cash, bro. Don't even worry about it. Have a great week, y'all. We love y'all. Peace.